Welcome, one and all, to yet another episode of Whick TV. It's a cross-ideological space where we come together to talk about issues both political and cultural, from the silly to the serious. I'll let you guys decide which it is today. We are joined by Gawk2000. Do you mind if I just call you Gawk? Is that okay?
I prefer to go by Skeet.
Skeet? Okay, Skeet. I'm sorry. Skeet is here with us. And he has had a lot to say on Twitter recently, and I decided, you know what, let's invite him on and have a discussion about some of his claims that he's making, and we'll get into it. So just to let everybody know, recently I had a little bit of an altercation with some people on Twitter. We're going to bring that up in a second to let you guys know. And they've been accusing me of various things. One of the things that they have accused me, in which Skeet here says that I have done, is mocked the death of ICE agents who died to COVID. We're going to look at the tweet, we're going to look at what that is, and we're going to allow him to make out his argument. He's also claimed that I sweep for destiny, that I only have him on because I'm a free speech platform, or that's what I say I only have him on for. And he's had some other accusations towards me and also towards Destiny that he'd like to talk about. So first of all, I guess I'll just give you the mic, let you introduce yourself, and tell people what you are here for. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I don't know that there's much of an introduction needed. I mean, I'm a fucking Twitter nobody. You are exceedingly desperate to even bring me on. You're extremely horny to talk about this subject for some reason, and you're so desperate you've reached to me when, like, I'm basically a third party that chimed in, and I did what I always do, which is I shoehorn Destiny into the conversation. And yeah, so here I am. And I'm mostly here to just talk about what I want to talk about, but you go ahead with your thing.
Well, let's talk about the desperation here. Do you think that me inviting you on is an act of desperation? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, nobody will come on and talk to you about this, and you really, really, really want to talk about it. So here I am.
So, well, it's true that several of the people that I've invited that have accused me of being a liar, I have invited on, and they've declined, right? Because they're cowards, to be clear. They know that their um, accusations can't stand any sort of scrutiny or any sort of pushback. And if they did come on, they knew, I think they suspect at least, how it would go. One of my main accusers, that Ace guy, has been on my stream before. It did not go well for him. And that is likely the reason that he wouldn't come on. Is it desperate, though? I don't know if I'd use that word. You can use that word if you like. But yes, when people accuse me of being something that I'm not, especially when it's something like a liar, and I take my integrity pretty seriously, that is something that I am eager to talk about and eager to discuss,
Well,
because some
what?
people have made this. Let me finish, and I'll let you go. I promise. Um, when people call you a liar or make accusations against you, yes, I want to push back against those accusations. I don't know if I'd consider that desperate, though. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I was kind of hoping it would come to here. It's like your big problem is that people are lying about you. So I just linked you a tweet of yours. And if you could maybe pull that up and take a look at it, you are lying about me in that tweet. I have not constantly interrogated you about how much money you make. I asked you twice, and that is not like a fair characterization of our interactions. I mean, I've been,
I'll
quote
pull it up
unquote
on the screen. I'm
harassed.
sharing the screen so you can see it too, just so you know what I'm showing. And here is the
Okay,
tweet he linked me.
okay.
For
Um,
context, this is Black Cat, Night
well,
Kitten.
now I'm being interrupted. I
Well,
mean,
I'm
can I
just
just finish
explaining
what
what
I
I'm
was
showing on
saying?
screen, but go ahead,
Well,
please.
let me just finish what I was saying real quick. So, this is not a fair characterization because I've been quote unquote harassing you for like over a year, and this is like two tweets I ever sent you. So it's a gross mischaracterization, and it's you lying about me. So what do you have to say to that, bud?
Sure. So just for context, so people know what we're looking at, and I'll make it bigger so people can read.
Oh, real quick, you did answer that you don't receive assistance, but you never did answer me as to whether you in the past have been paid by any PACs, if you're currently paid by any like political
No, I'm
organizations
not
like
currently paid
Unfuck
by any political
America.
organization.
Have you, if in the past you've been, if Destiny pays you, you never answered any of that.
Destiny's
Have you
never
been
given
paid
me
by,
any money.
Okay, how about
So
any
first of all,
PACs?
well, I'm answering
Have
your
you been paid by
questions.
any
Hold
PACs
on,
or?
let me answer. No,
Okay.
I've never been paid by Destiny. No, I am not currently paid by any organization or group. The only people who pay me currently are my super chatters, who are lovely individuals, and some people donate to me directly on occasion to help me get mics and get cams and all that shit.
Okay, that's
When
all
it
I
comes
wanted. I
to,
just wanted it
well, hold
on the
on, let me
record.
finish answering the question. When it comes to
Okay.
PAX, I was at like last year. What was it, last year or the year before? Last year, I think. I was paid by Progressive Victory, but I put that in my titles. I put that in my YouTube. That was a whole discussion that we've had for I think the whole year on me getting paid by Progressive Victory. But everyone knew that because I disclosed it and I told everyone. So yes. But I no longer am paid by them.
Now, didn't Progressive Victory have some kind of, I'm not like really well versed in it, but didn't they have some kind of thing where they weren't correctly filing like something about their taxes or something like that? Do you consider that
Maybe.
like
I'm
a,
not sure. I don't know the details, but I wasn't in charge of the filing and shit like that.
okay.
So
Anyways, this is all secondary. I just wanted you on the record for it. So let's get back to you lying about me in
yeah,
this
let's
tweet.
go through the context here. So this is Black Cat Night
The
Kitten.
context is a cope circle. You're all doing a
Let
big cope circle about how
if I may
crazy I
finish.
am. Yeah.
If I may
No, you're
finish.
so desperate to
So
bring the
this is
crazy
just
person on, which
screenshots
is
of
kind of
you
funny, but go ahead.
logging people who are involved with Destiny and in his circle.
What does
This is
that
just
mean? Can
logging
you
some of
define that
Nathan's
term?
insane racism,
What does a
pedophilia. Let me
logging
finish.
mean?
Let me
Well,
present
I
it.
just want to know.
Okay.
I don't understand what that term means. I just
Okay.
want to know what that means. A logging.
I will explain it as I go. I promise. Okay. So here's you talking about a child. I believe he's 14 or 15 years old. Destiny's son, specifically, logging some of Nathan's insane racism, pedophilia, and Nazi maxim because I will ensure when daddy's money is all gone, Nathan never gets a job for the rest of his life. Dude's going to be
Hilarious
35
tweet.
applying at Walmart, and they'll get an email from me with pics like this in it. So this is you claiming that a child that you are going to, for the rest of his life.
Oh no, not a child. Destiny never goes after children.
Okay, to the extent he does, he's wrong for that. That is a horrible thing to do.
Well, I
You understand
apply
that, correct?
Destiny's logic. I do the tit for tat. That's what he
Okay,
wants to live in, is a tit for tat world. So if he wants to do that, then his son is open
so
game. And when
just to
he
be
wants,
clear,
I've
you're
already said it in
doubling
the
down.
past, when he wants
Just
to stop attacking other people's children, I'll leave Nathan alone. Plus, I was pretty chill to Nathan because every time I'd be like, hey, if you don't like it, fucking block me. If you don't like it, fucking block me. And he did eventually block me. So he had a very clear out to all of this. You want to pearl clutch about it, but you hang out with Destiny all the time, who routinely attacks children and wants this tit for tat nature. So cry me a fucking river, Wick.
so
Your
routinely
context
attacks
is
children. Can you
you
give
in
me
a
an
cope
example?
circle lied about me. Can you talk about the
Can you
lie that
give
you
me an
said about me?
example?
That's
We'll
what we're
get
here
to
to
that.
talk about.
I did not lie about you, and I think this is further evidence that I'm not lying about you. That your inability to accurately present
Well,
things,
you're
I think,
not
is in
addressing
question
the
here.
concern. I brought up a tweet of yours. I don't give a fuck about Night
Hold
Kitten's
on,
cope circle.
because
I
we're
brought up a
having
tweet of
context here, right?
yours
We're
with
having some
me.
context here of why I made the comment I did. And in order to
Well,
do
the
that, we have to
comment
lay
is a
groundwork on your
mischaracterization.
behavior. Yeah.
The comment is a mischaracterization, correct?
No, my comment is accurate. You have asked me on
So
multiple
I
occasions. Hold on.
constantly,
Is it
oh,
or is it not
well, is
true
two
that on
times
multiple
constantly?
occasions,
Is two times, well, now we're saying multiple. Is it
yes,
constantly or is it multiple?
it's consistently. It's multiple occasions. You
Oh,
just
okay,
did it
so
a
now we're
third time
using a
today,
different
right?
term. Now it's multiple and
Hold on.
consistently.
You
But
you
it's not
recognize that you
constantly,
asked me
right?
about it like not 2 minutes ago, correct?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh,
You
I'm
know
sorry,
that's
my bad. I'm
true,
holding you to
correct?
your own
That
words. I'm
two
sorry.
minutes ago, perhaps a little more, 5 minutes ago. But
Right, because
in
you
this
never answered the
conversation, you
question, so I just
repeated
shoehorned it in
your
here. But go ahead.
accusation, or your question, I should say. I'll correct that. You repeated your question. You repeated
And you were
asking
paid by
me
PAX.
this question that you claim that you don't constantly do. You did it in this conversation again.
Okay, but how did you
So
in the
is it or
past
is it not
know that I
true
would do
that
it
on
again in the
multiple
future? You're using
occasions
now
you
as a
have
justification for
asked
something you
me
said in the
about
past.
my
So this is retarded,
finances?
Wick, and you're clearly fucking retarded to even try to argue this.
Hold
This
on.
is me now.
You
How did
understand
Wick
that
back
I'm just
here know
correct
that
here,
I would do
correct?
this?
That,
Oh, wow.
again,
If you just say
multiple
you're correct, I
occasions.
guess you're correct, Wick.
Yes, I am. Because on multiple occasions, you have asked me about my finances.
Well, is multiple constantly or not?
Is multiple constantly? It's every time we've talked.
No, it isn't. We've had multiple tweets back and forth with each other. We have tweeted back, mostly me tweeting at you, I'll be honest, but we
I
have
don't almost
interacted
I
back and
almost never
forth for
reply to
over
you.
a year. So for you to claim that it's constant, no, I did it twice.
You did it 3 times, to be clear.
Well, at the time you tweeted this, I did it
And
twice.
it's something you brought up immediately, in fact.
Well,
It
I
was one of the
guess
first things we were
you
discussing in
can
this
go into the
conversation,
future.
correct?
I guess you're a time traveler, huh, Wick?
I'm simply saying that this is a constant thing. And at the time I tweeted that,
Well, it
your
wasn't
last 2
constant, it was two
tweets at
times.
me had been about my finances.
Oh, okay. So it's okay to lie if you
Again,
just kind of
I'm
feel
not
like lying.
lying.
That
This
is
was
okay.
correct. And the fact that you
Oh,
can't
okay.
acknowledge that I was simply correct here is telling.
If you say it, it must be true, bud.
And not only am I saying it, I'm showing it. And you're demonstrating it as well. Again, one of the first questions you had for me in this conversation was about my finances.
Do you want to talk about the tweet you're all big mad about now?
Okay, so you're done with this? We can move on?
Well, I mean, you've been utterly destroyed on this. I did
Sure,
it
utterly
twice. You said
destroyed. Gotcha.
constantly, you lied, and you're just sitting here like, I'm right, I'm right. It's fucking retarded.
Oh, no
So
one can see my screen. Oh, god damn it. No one can see my screen. Can you guys not see? Hold on. I just had to look. Are you guys unable to see? Hold on. Oh, it's just tiny. Oh, it's just little. Okay. But you guys could see. So, okay, yes, you utterly destroyed me there. Good job, man. Okay, so
well, if I
this
say it, it's true, Wick.
I mean, it's I'll let the audience decide, but it's clearly not.
Let's let them decide.
Yeah. Let me go to the tweet that started this all. And here it is. We can bring it up
Pull
on
up the
screen.
one with short, fat, retardo on it also, okay?
This is the tweet. Yes, that's the tweet.
Yeah, the full context. So it's got his tweet and then your reply, right?
Yes, that's what we're going to do. Even
Oh,
though
wait,
you
real quick.
interrupted me in
Can we
going
just
over
do
the
a
context of
real?
the last tweet,
Can we do a
we'll
real
also
quick
go over
aside?
this tweet. Say it one more time.
I want to do a really quick aside. It won't sidetrack us very long. Okay, just give me 1 second.
Take your time, I guess. Can you guys see it on the screen, gang?
Can you pull that tweet up real quick?
You want me to pull up my tweet to Empath Chan? Sure.
Yeah, what's going on there, bud?
It's a
Can we agree that
joke.
Empath Chen is a Nazi who spits on people and
Oh
yells
yeah, she's
racial
crazy.
slurs in public? Okay, so why are you kidding around, joking around with her?
Because I thought it was a funny tweet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Me tweeting at someone or replying to someone or even in a joking or friendly manner does not imply endorsement of their behavior. Why would it?
We'll let the audience decide again on that
We
one.
will. Again, this idea that I can't ever have a non-acidic
Well, can I
word. Here,
tweet
let me
at
finish. Can I
Fuentes
please
and joke
finish
around
one
with
thing?
him? Like,
Then
can
I
I do
can't
that?
have
Can I
an
be like, yeah,
non-acidic
bro, fuck the Jews? You know, can I like?
engagement with anyone who has horrific views. I reject that. I think it's okay to make
Well, of course
funny
you do because you
tweets now and
monetarily
then.
gain from engaging with these
What
people. So,
monetary gain did I gain from this tweet?
well, no, but from
Okay,
engaging
so
with
you
horrible
acknowledge
people, you
that
do
there was
make
no
money.
monetary gain from tweeting "It's my time to shine"
It
to her
it kind of
saying
keeps you
"looking
in
weird
the
is greater than
club.
looking normal." It's a self-deprecating joke that says I look weird. It's me being self-deprecating, having a little humor, and being non-combative with someone who does have some pretty gross views.
It kind of keeps you in the club with like the Destinies and all those kind of people. It's just like nodding at
It's
their
in the
friends
club.
and their people so that you can continue to monetarily gain off people like Destiny. But go ahead.
So you think that my tweet here and tweets like it keeps me in this club that you say is existing that allows me to have Destiny and other people on? Is that true?
Well, I
Is that
think
your
the reason
accusation?
why you tweet a joke at her is because you're all part of, yes, that like kind of club there. Like he fucks her, so you're kind of like chill with her. Yeah, it's all part of that.
Okay, if that's what you think,
If you laugh, it's
that's
not
wild.
true.
I'm tweeting. I tweet friendly things at several people. I tweet acidic things at several people. That doesn't. The reason I decide to do that isn't because I'm in some club or I want to pander. It's because whether their comment made me laugh or smile or it made me angry. And that's, again, how I'll respond. This idea that I'm secretly, or not so secretly, I guess, trying to pander to Empath Chan, why would I ever
Well,
do that?
you'd be pandering to Destiny there because Destiny's friends with Empath
Okay.
Chan. I mean, I don't know
But
why you're
I've had
acting like this
Destiny
is
on my
like
show
you
for
can't wrap your
longer than
mind around
Empath
this
Chan has
concept. But
been
go ahead.
around. Like a
Okay, good for
ton
you, bud.
longer. No,
Do
you
you
recognize
want
that,
to
correct?
go to
That
the tweet that
Destiny
you
has
actually
been
want to
coming
talk
on my
about, the one
show
you're all upset
much
about?
longer than he's been involved with Empath Chan. Can you
I don't
acknowledge?
know what that has to do with my point at all, but go
If
ahead.
so, if you are saying that I am posing up to Empath Chan to be in this club, why would I ever do that? I'm
God,
already
you're such a
there.
retard, dude. It's not like you're cozying up to Empath Chan to like punch your ticket to get into the club. Yes, you're already in the club, but you're like palling around with everybody in the club. That's why you
Palling
feel
around.
comfortable to like tweet funny shit at a lady who is like a horrible fucking person who does horrible fucking things and should be shunned and bullied off the internet. You like joke around with her because you guys are all part of the same
I
club, and
made
this
a
keeps
funny
you like
joke.
ingratiated with Destiny, and you monetarily gain with your relationship from Destiny.
Okay. If you say so, man. Good.
Well, I mean, that's
Can we go
true.
back to the tweet we were here
You
for?
do monetarily gain off your relationship with Destiny, right? You
I
get super chats when
to
Destiny's
an
members.
extent. I mean,
Right.
having bigger
Okay.
names
Right.
on does get me more money. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can pull up the tweet that we all came here to cry about.
Okay. So just to be clear, okay, your first accusation was that I lied about you. That was proven wrong. And then you're claiming your second accusation about Empath
Well,
Chan
it was
was
not
that I
proven wrong,
was
right? We left
cozying
it
up
up
to
to the
her
audience.
in order
You said
to
we were gonna. Okay, you're
remain in a
lying, but
club. That was also proven wrong. Let's get into your third accusation here. Let's see if
just
you
to
can
be
fare better.
clear, you did not prove the first one wrong. We agreed we were gonna leave it to the audience.
Okay. Uh, Here on January 27th, this is Sleepy Devo, or Dev, and you guys know him from my channel.
Short,
And
fat,
he says the
retarded.
following on his tweet. He says, here's a list of fallen ICE agents. And he gives a list to, I don't think we need to click on the link. We can if we want. But it showcases the deaths of DHS and ICE agents through the years since its founding in, I think, 2003. The vast majority of modern ICE deaths are unvaccinated, and I don't know why he uses the term modern here because the whole agency is modern, are unvaccinated people dying of COVID Lamau. They tried to community note him for it, didn't work. I reply, looks like the right-wing rhetoric did more to harm ICE than the left ever has. Tisk, tisk. Okay, so how or what problem do you have with this response?
Well, again, let's just reiterate that you're like extremely desperate for even having me on to talk about this because I just jumped in as a third party like 2 hours ago to make fun of you. But
Hold on,
it's
no,
extremely
hold on,
no,
hold on. You
it's
have been
exceedingly
tweeting at
clear.
me.
Well,
You have
can
been
I
tweeting at
finish
me
or what?
repeatedly for
Not about this, you
over a
fucking
year,
retard.
correct?
Not about this, and this is what
Yes,
you want to
but
talk
this
about.
isn't all we're talking about, and you made that clear in your reply to me. Is that correct?
Yeah, but this is
Yes,
what we're talking about
exactly. So I'm
right
not having
now,
you
and
on
this is the big
simply to
thing that
discuss
you want to talk
this.
about.
This was an
This
inciting
is the big
incident
thing you want
that
to talk
allowed me to
about.
have
Yeah.
you on, but I would have had you on
Okay.
before.
Oh, I'm sure you would have. I
And I
offered
will
to come
have you
on
on
and
again.
debate
Yes.
Destiny about it at all, but you said no.
No,
I
I did
even said
not
I would
say
submit
no.
my
I said if he
topics and
agreed,
right.
I would make
You
it
said if he
happen.
agreed. Did you ever ask him?
Yes. He didn't
What'd he
reply.
say? What a bastard. Okay, so
Doesn't
it's
he
very.
doesn't reply to some of my
Are
this
we
is how
going to
I know
talk
when he
about this
doesn't want to
tweet
do
or
something
what?
is he doesn't reply to it. Here's how this works. I'll DM him, "Hey, do you want to talk about X?" And he'll say, "Sure." and then we set up a time and we do it. Or he won't say anything, or he'll say no. That's the
Cool.
extent of our conversations.
Cool story, bro. So here it's extremely obvious that Dev is making fun of Ice Agents dying. Can we at least like agree on that?
Yes, and he said he is making fun here of Ice Agents dying. Yes.
Okay, so this is like the same thing you were doing with the Empath Sean tweet, where like he's making a joke and you're like palling around, you're like joking around with him. And the tisk tisk on there makes it pretty obvious. Like we're joking around, we're having a little joke at the expense of the right wingers because they died of
Okay, do
COVID.
you know what the
And
in this so when it comes to grammar, do you know what the subject of a sentence is? What
go
is the
ahead. Go.
subject of
What
my
is your
sentence?
point that you want to make?
Hold on. What is the
Just
subject of my
go ahead
sentence?
and
And
make your
looks when I
point.
say
We're not
and I'm
going to
gonna
play
follow. I'm
little
gonna quote
gay
it here.
grammar games
Okay,
with the autists.
grammar
This is what you
games.
guys do. You guys play these autistic word games where you want to like hang on every fucking word. But like normal people don't have social interactions in this way. And that's why when people look at this tweet, they obviously think you're joking around because normal people understand like context and social
Yes,
interactions.
normal
You're right.
people understand what the subject of a sentence is. So when I say
I'm
something
not
like,
playing your
looks like
gay
the right
grammar
wing
game.
rhetoric, the subject, did more to harm ICE than the left
How did it
ever
harm ICE?
has, tisk
How did
tisk,
it harm
they
ICE?
know the thing I am mocking is the right wing rhetoric. If I had been
At the
mocking
expense
the
of the
death of
deaths.
ICE agents, I would have said so.
Right, but you're using the deaths to get your cheap little own. Like you're at the expense of the deaths. You're making your little own on
No,
right wing rhetoric.
at the expense of right wing
No,
rhetoric.
obviously you are.
Okay, you
Obviously, at
keep
the expense of the
saying these
deaths, you're
things that
making.
you say are
Well, I mean, it's
obvious, but
clear.
normal people understand when they see this that it is not mocking death. The only people who think this is mocking death are people who have hate boners for me or the people around me. No one else, not a single other person
Everyone who
will
disagrees
think
with
that.
you is a hater, bro.
No, there are plenty of people who disagree with me on things other than this who I wouldn't consider haters. But when certain things that are obvious, then yes, if you
Oh, so
think
when
that I am
selectively
mocking
you
the
want
death of
everyone who disagrees
someone
with you as a hater, I
because
got you.
I am talking about how, contrary to what the right wing claims, that the left is putting ICE agents in danger because of their dangerous rhetoric, when it's shown that most of the deaths of ICE agents, the actual harms to ICE agents, has come from right-wing anti-vax rhetoric, then I am mocking the rhetoric, that hypocrisy, that irony that they say one thing, but it turns out that it's completely the opposite. That is worthy of mockery. That is not and is separate to mocking death. Do you understand the distinction?
Are you gonna like sit here and make these gay speeches to your audience about how bad the right is to like just try to optically win the conversation? Because
Do
you
you think that
realize I'm
this
a
was a gay
liberal,
speech?
right? Like I'm a liberal. I don't
No, you're
like
not.
I don't agree
To
with
be clear,
MAGA.
you're not a liberal.
Oh well, you said it, so I guess it's true.
As opposed to you claiming it, and thus it must be true.
Well, what is your basis then? Because here you're big on don't lie about me, don't lie about me. So why am I not a liberal? Wick, go
So
ahead.
I
You've
don't
got
think
nothing, by
liberal
the way.
people engage in misrepresenting others. That is not a liberal quality. In fact, that is one of the
That's an
signs
insane thing
that
to say,
someone
bro.
behaves illiberally is when they consistently lie about other people and misrepresent them.
This is like the Destiny thing where you think you can just like logic your way on the fly through the conversation. You have no evidence of me being not a liberal person politically. And so you're just like, well, you talk shit about people, so you're not liberal. This is such a gay and retarded thing to say. It's so clearly not true. So yeah, you have nothing here. I am a liberal, and I would like to
Nope.
see some evidence otherwise, because you're big about
I'm
don't
giving
lie
you that
about me.
evidence,
So
right?
let's yeah, but oh, what that you don't like the things I say about people?
It's
I
not the
snark
things you
people, so
say,
I'm not
it's
liberal.
the dishonest framing. You understand the difference?
What have I dishonestly framed?
Me, specifically. And if you're lying
In what
about
way?
me, it's pretty
If you're lying
pretty
about me, you're not
clear,
liberal.
likely at least, that you would lie about other people as
If
well.
you lie about Whick, you are not a liberal.
I think that if you lie about anyone, it does call into question your liberal bona fides, right? Your belief in institutions and things
That
like
is
that.
crazy talk. Okay, is Destiny a liberal?
Yes, but
Destiny lies about people all the fucking time. So get the fuck out of
okay.
here,
Can you
bro.
give me an example?
Yeah, I could give you an example. Have you ever met Pixie? Like, do you know her
I've
in real
met her.
life?
Yeah,
Okay, what is your like sense of Pixie as a person?
I don't have. I like we didn't hang out that much. She was fine. Yeah.
You're literally gonna sit there and like just refuse to answer. You can't make any kind of claim about
I
what
said
kind of
she was
person she
fine. I
was.
just made. See, this is the problem. I just answered your question. I said she was fine, and then you claim I didn't answer your question. You misrepresent and you lie
Okay, do you
constantly.
think that an accurate representation of Pixie would be that she is a clout goblin who fucks streamers for clout and wants money? She's a money grubbing whore dancing around with daddy's money. Do you think that's a like misrepresentation of Pixie, or do you
Yeah,
think that's
probably.
accurate?
I don't
Okay,
think
so
she's
Destiny
a
lies
money
about people,
grubbing
so he's not a
whore.
liberal.
No.
So Destiny says that about Pixie, so he lies about people, so he's not a liberal. Wick logic, we've got there.
Okay. So you understand, right? That when I said he's a liberal, but that there was a follow up to that.
Oh yeah, good. You get the caveat with him, but with me, I don't get any of that. You're such a
Well,
fucking retard,
because
bro.
he has shown honesty in a way that you have not.
Okay, yeah, good
There
one.
have been honest interactions I've had with him, and I have not had those with you.
Okay, that's cool. Um, I think you are just like grasping at straws here. You want to deny me being a liberal because you just don't like that I'm on the same like team as you, and
If
so
you can
you've
show
made
me
up this
evidence
this
that you're a
fake
liberal,
rule.
I'll retract that, but I
What
haven't seen
what
any
what
evidence
is
you're a
with the
liberal.
purity test with you guys? Like suddenly you guys have become the lefties. Like everyone has to vow to vote for Newsom. We all have to do these gay
Oh,
purity
see,
tests
this
where
is
you always
further
say,
evidence that you're
"Prove
not a
you're a
liberal,
liberal to
to
me.
be clear.
Prove you're a liberal."
This is further evidence
If
that you're
I
not a
don't
liberal,
like
to be clear.
Newsom, I
Just
can't
FYI.
be a liberal. Is that really your stance?
I don't
That if
think,
I don't
well,
like Newsom, I
what
cannot be
liberal
a
beliefs do you
liberal?
have?
I believe that we should expand healthcare and safety
Hold on,
nets for
hold on.
people.
Expanding
I believe
healthcare is
in
not
civil
does not
liberty.
make you liberal, right? You can be a liberal and oppose that. You understand that,
Okay,
right?
what I've
Okay, I
said
guess
one
let's
thing
start
so
here.
far.
What is a liberal? What is a liberal to you? What does liberal mean? Maybe we're using the different definitions here, perhaps.
Well, you tell me your definition of
Okay,
liberal then,
a
Wick.
liberal believes in like there's three kind of pillars to liberalism. Free and fair elections, okay? Belief in
Check.
that. The belief in equality under the law. So what that means
Check.
is the rich and the poor are held to equal standards. Everyone is equal under
Okay,
the
yep,
law and
check.
equal application of the law to everyone else.
Yep, I agree,
Okay?
check.
And the third is, I would say, free speech, free trade,
Okay,
free
yeah, I believe in
association.
that. Yep. Cool, I'm a liberal, bro. I
Okay.
love this.
So when you say things like I support access to free healthcare and things like that, that is not necessarily a liberal position. It has nothing to do
I
with
said
liberalism.
I said I like believed in like expanding healthcare access
Sure,
and
but that has
expanding
nothing
social
to do
safety
with
net. Yeah.
liberalism. You can believe in
Okay,
restricting
all right.
healthcare
Well, I
access.
believed in all the things that you just said, so
I
I
don't
checked your
believe you
little
actually believe
liberal
those things, and I'll
boxes.
give you one example: freedom
Well,
of
okay, but again,
association.
we're
Let's go
doing
back
like
to
a
the tweet that
purity
you
test.
posted. Let's go back to the tweet that you posted where you said that you were going to stalk a child for the next 35 years and assure that he never works again because of his beliefs. Do you think that that is a belief and showcases a belief in free speech?
In free speech, well, I mean, those would be private businesses making a determination based on someone's character, whether or not to employ them. So yeah, I don't see any problem under
So
liberalism with
you
that.
don't see any contradiction to believing in free speech to going around, going to people's employers
Free
and
speach does
trying
not
to
mean
ensure,
that
as you're in your
private
words, to
enterprises have
ensuring that they
to
never work
employ
in those
you.
places
That's not what
again. You
free
see no
speech means. Are you that
contradiction there?
retarded? Is that how retarded you are that you don't understand free speech? Free speech protects you from government imposing upon your speech. It does
No,
not
you
protect you from
fucking
private
moron. That's the
organizations.
First Amendment. You Yeah, like you retard. You understand that there's a difference between the First Amendment and free speech as a concept, correct?
Okay, I do
So
not
you don't.
believe in like
Okay, got it.
unlimited
The
free
First
speech.
Amendment is a law
Oh
we
my
writ
god.
into the Constitution that does protect the people, the citizenry,
This is what
from
he's
the
going to do the whole
government.
time too. He's going to
However,
make these
free
gay
speech
little
existed as
speeches
a
to like
concept
win
before the
points
First
with his
Amendment and
audience.
is
Okay.
separate
We
from
have
the
like
First Amendment
barely
as
talked
well.
about the tweet he wants to talk about.
That
He's
exists as a
purity testing
concept.
me on my
And
liberalism
liberals
for some
believe in free
questioning recently.
speech regardless of the First Amendment.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. Why are we
Okay, so you
purity
understand
testing
that
me on
you
my
had
liberalism?
no
Like, what is
concept
what do
of
you
what free
gain?
speech actually is, and you have demonstrated that you do not believe in that for people that you think have said the wrong thing.
Well, you've said it, so I
So
guess
when
it's
I
true,
called
Whick.
you not a liberal, I was correct.
You were correct.
Yes, good. We've gotten that out of
Good.
the way.
We got there, bud.
We did.
You've purity tested me. I can't be part of your liberal club.
I mean, you're just not.
Yeah, well, you've purity tested me, and you're the arbiter, right? You get to say who can be in the club or
Yes, I
not.
can make
So I guess
decisions
I'm
on
not.
who I believe is a liberal and who I is not. Who do you uh, outsource your decision-making skills to?
I look to you, Wick. I say, what would Wick do?
No, you don't, because if you did, you wouldn't be acting
Well,
as you
no,
are.
I'm like everybody else. I don't watch you. Okay.
Okay. And yet here you are. So you
Yeah,
also wanted
because
to
you were
talk
so
about me
desperate
sweeping for
about me.
Destiny. Do you want to do that now or do you want to do that later?
Well, what I want to talk about is like Destiny's crimes. Let's just talk about one of them, okay? And then we could talk about the sweeping thing. Does that sound fair?
Go for it.
Okay, so do you believe that Destiny recorded one night stands with grinder hookups without consent or knowledge of the other party and then distributed those clips to people online?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I cut out for a minute.
Yeah, do you believe that Destiny recorded from his pocket one night stands with grinder hookups and also Cherry, and then distributed those recordings online, and he did this without the knowledge or consent of the other party?
I don't know if he did that or not. I know that's the accusation, but
Well,
I
I
haven't
have a question for you. Like,
seen it
do
go
you
through
know
court.
anything about it? Well, why
I
does
know
it
the
have to go through
accusation. I
court?
know that
Before
Cherry. Hold
you were
on.
able to use
Let
your
me.
discerning
Hold on.
powers to say I
Hold
wasn't
on. Just
liberal.
let
And
me.
now it's like, well, if the court doesn't tell me what to do, I have to
Hold
outsource to
on.
the court. If the court won't tell me, I can't make a decision.
Because the people who have accused him of this have also lied
Oh, they're
about
bad
me.
people. Yeah, they're bad people.
Yes. If you lie, your credibility goes down. And if your credibility
Okay.
goes down, it makes it harder for people
Okay.
to
Well,
believe you.
Destiny lies all the time. So why doesn't his
I
credibility go
don't
down for
believe
you?
him out of the goodness of my heart. And in fact, I think there are serious allegations that need to be looked into. And that's why it's best that it go through third party like the court so that they can separate the truth from the lies. My position is and always has been Destiny did wrong things. He did bad things. They might even be illegal, but that is not for me or you to arbitrate. It is something that the courts can do.
Well,
And
no,
they
actually, we
are,
can make
thankfully.
decisions. Well, no, this
Hold
isn't
on,
being
what
litigated
problem do you have with
anywhere.
this position?
Well, the problem I have is that you're right after you just got done giving me like a speech about where do you outsource your thought to. Now you just want to dodge the whole topic by saying, well,
How
the
is that a
court should
dodge?
decide. The court should decide. Well, you can look at the evidence and come to some kind of like educated assumption. Like if I look at all the OJ Simpson evidence, I can say, like, yeah, maybe he murdered that person. We have evidence. You could look at it and you could come to some kind of conclusion on your own. You could still sit at like, well, ultimately the court could decide, but you don't want to do that first part. And you don't want to do the like I come to an
No, I've
assumption on my
seen
own
some
because
of
you
the
have a
evidence, but my
monetary
problem,
investment in Destiny.
hold on, my problem is the evidence isn't as one-sided as you claim. And two, again, it's been a while since I've looked over the recordings and things like that. But two, the evidence comes from sources that I do not trust. and
The evidence
also
comes
have
from
turned out
Destiny's
to
own
be
DMs with
incomplete.
Rose.
Hmm?
Some of the evidence comes from Destiny's own DMs with Rose. He
Again,
says in those DMs that he recorded from his pocket while he sucked a guy off.
yes, but did the person know about it?
I don't know, Wick.
I
Can we
don't
just
know
like for a
either.
second?
That's the
Well,
problem.
right. You're like unwilling to even like really discuss it. You're just like the courts have to
What are
decide.
we
The courts
doing
have to
here?
decide.
We're discussing it.
No, but what we're doing here is you're like constantly sweeping and dodging away to the
How is
courts.
that
I want to have a
sweeping or
discussion
dodging?
because I want to have a talk about the evidence we do have and what assumptions, what like guesses. They are guesses ultimately, but what assumptions we can make about what likely happened. And you don't want to have that conversation. You just want to say, well, until the courts look at it. What
Hold
if the
on.
courts never look at it? Wick?
We're
Is it just like a
here.
tree falls in the woods and nobody's around, and so it didn't happen?
We're here. We're discussing it right now. How is that dodging
Okay,
the
so let's discuss. So let's
conversation?
discuss it. So let's discuss it. Do you
Go
think
ahead.
it's a reasonable assumption? Like, let's just put ourselves in the position for a moment. Let's try to use our imagination. We're having a one night stand with a guy from Grindr. Do we sit there and go, "Hey, do you care if I record this?" And he's like, "Well, okay, you can record it, but it has to be from your pocket because I'm scared about my face." And then Destiny goes, "Okay, well, can I just have like free distribution rights to send this to whoever the fuck I want in perpetuity for now until the end of time?" And the guy's just like, "Yeah, that's fine."
Okay,
Like, obviously, that didn't happen.
there are two
Obviously, he
things.
just never fucking asked.
Okay, two things. If you're going to record sucking a dick, you just want the audio. A pocket's a good place to put it, right? Because it's close to the dick. Okay, but second of all, there are two questions here. One, did he get consent to record? And two, did he get consent to distribute? I'll just
I
freely
agree.
admit to
Those
you
are the
that
two
he
questions.
probably didn't get consent to distribute.
Yeah,
That
I
probably
agree.
didn't
I agree with
happen.
you. Even if he
That
got
was
consent
wrong.
or
He should
he
not have
almost
done
certainly
that.
didn't.
Does
Well,
that
you say that.
rise to the level of illegality? I don't know. But is it something that you can condemn him for? Surely, certainly. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, even this though, I find kind of a sweep because when we just go,
When I say
well, that
it's
was
wrong,
wrong.
he shouldn't have done
Can I
it.
talk? Am
Is
I
that
allowed to talk? Like,
sweeping?
I'm going to explain why it's
Okay,
sweeping.
explain
Yeah.
why.
Can I talk?
Go ahead.
All right, thanks, bud. So when you just go, well, it's wrong. He shouldn't have done that. I mean, it's not wrong, Wick. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. Imagine it from the other person's perspective. Like, let's imagine that they agreed to the recording or whatever. To just be like, you're a one night stand. To have the fear that this guy is just distributing it all around the internet, or that he's recording without your consent. Nobody should ever have to have that fear. It is disgusting. And it is like kind of tantamount to rape. Destiny said one time
Okay.
that not
Okay.
disclosing your trans status and then like hooking up with somebody was tantamount to rape. Well, recording somebody without their consent and distributing it across the
It's
internet is
not rape.
tantamount to rape.
It's not even
Okay,
close to rape,
well, yeah,
to
I
be
know,
clear.
I know. It's tantamount to rape, but go ahead.
It's not. But
Well, let's go.
this is a problem. Like I
I
would
know you're
agree
gonna
with you
hang up
that
one thing now.
distributing,
It's disgusting.
like
Let's just say it's disgusting.
when I was in the military, there were a group of people, a group of young men primarily, it wasn't all young men, that would record their trysts with hookups on various occasions, okay? And when we were in like the truck waiting on a plane to land so we can fix the plane and things like that and do our checks, they would show people in the truck like, oh, look at the tits on this girl that I banged last night and things like that. It was kind of disgusting. You're correct. It was gross what they did. I did not like that. I think that was wrong of them to do. And in the sense that Destiny engaged in that behavior, that was also wrong, disgusting, gross, whatever you want to call it. Does that make these people rapists? No. Would I ever call these people rapists?
Well, it's a
No.
massive violation
Do I
of
say that
consent.
that's the worst
When we
thing
say
that
that,
anyone has
a
ever
massive
done?
violation of
No.
consent.
There are people who did far worse things and there are far worse crimes, right, that go on in the world than that. Is it something you can condemn them for and should condemn them for? Absolutely. And I do. How is that So when I
Do you?
say,
I
and I
mean,
want to
you
be
pal
very
around
clear,
with him. You
that
hang
to
out
the
with him all the
extent that
time.
Destiny engaged in that behavior, that was disgusting and gross, and he should not have done that. It's wrong, and I'll even go so far as evil. Is that
It is
sweeping?
evil. I agree with you.
Is that
No, if
sweeping?
you
But
were
that's always
no, if
been my
you're
position. You understand that?
okay, and can we talk about something real
Hold
quick?
on, no, let's.
Because
You wanted to talk about me
well,
sweeping and
it's
you wanted to
about
talk
this.
about
It's
these things.
about it's
We're
about
going to
this. It's
talk
about what
about
you
it.
just said.
You
It's about
can't
what you just said.
dodge
Oh
and
my God,
run
let me talk,
away
bro.
when you aren't getting the answers and responses you like.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me say something. So when you asked me to come on, you said something about like, let's see if you're not a liar and a soulless husk.
Yes, I think you're a
Um,
soulless
okay,
husk and a liar.
okay, all right. Can I speak? I don't collaborate with an evil man who violates consent. You do. So if anyone's the soulless husk here, it's you, and you do it for money, Wick. You do it for money. You are a soulless fucking husk.
So when I have people on, it is not one like approval of their behavior. I
You
have
do it to
bad
make
people
money.
on all the time. I have you on right now. Someone who I believe is a liar and a soulless husk,
I
right?
am base
I
as
have
fuck.
people on who are Nazis. I have people on who are far leftists, who are Jew haters, right? I have people on who disagree with me on every particular, okay? Because I believe that ideas and discussion can be had with people regardless of the quality of the people. That said, okay, I don't think Destiny, even though he has done things that I condemn, is
You just said he's
necessarily
evil.
an evil person because he has also
You
done
literally
things
just said he's
that
evil.
I approve of.
Oh, okay. So if like I approved of a bunch of shit Trump did, but I thought he was like evil Epstein client, that would be okay. He would be evil,
I
right?
would have
Because I
Trump on
can
my
just
show. You
like
understand that,
he
right?
did some good stuff. He did some stuff I like.
I would have Trump on my show, right? If he wanted to come
That's not
on
what
the
we're
Wick
talking
show, I would
about.
have
That's
him
not what we're
on.
talking about, Wick.
Yes.
We're talking
Even though
about
I think
whether
that
he's
Trump
evil
is
or
a
not.
threat to the Constitution, a threat to the free speech
You're a retard.
beyond which
You
I
can't
have
follow
ever
the thread of
seen
a
in America
conversation. We're not
in
talking about
my
whether you'd have them on your
generation, in
show. We're
my
talking about whether
lifetime.
they're evil or not.
Like this idea
Okay, we're
that I should not have someone on my show or that I should be condemned that I have someone on my show because they have done things that are wrong or reprehensible, again, is further evidence that you're not a liberal.
That's not what we're talking about, you
It is what
fucking
we're
retard.
talking about.
No, can you let me speak? Like, are
I've been
you just
letting
gonna
you speak this whole
soliloquy?
fucking
Okay,
time.
let me fucking talk then, you fucking retard. We're not talking about whether you'd have them on your show. We're talking about whether they're evil or not. You just said Destiny's not evil, even though he's done some evil stuff. He did some stuff I agreed with. And I said, okay, so if I liked some stuff Trump did, but I thought he was evil, he did some evil stuff, he wouldn't be evil. And then you went on this fucking gay speech about how you'd have Trump on your show. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whether they're evil or not. Can you follow the thread of
Yes. If
conversation, you
I
fucking retard?
do 1,000 good deeds in my life, I put my body out to feed I cut off my arm to feed the hungry, right? I
I don't
donate
know if
all my
sexting
salary to
catfishes
shut up,
is like
shut
a
up,
thousand good
shut up,
deeds, but
shut up,
okay.
shut up, shut up. You can't help yourself, right? You just keep yapping, okay? If I give all my money to the poor, but then one time I do something that's wrong, right? Maybe I kick a baby, okay? Am I a good person or an evil person?
Okay, well, let me ask you
Answer the
then.
question.
All right. Well, it would depend, right? So let's
Yes,
say you kick,
exactly. Oh my
yeah, it
God,
would
you're
depend.
getting it. It would depend. You have to
Right, right.
weigh
And here's
the
what
totality
yeah.
holistically
Ooh,
of who a person is, their behaviors and actions. And even though there might be some bad in there,
let
if the
him
good
rape, let him
outweighs the
rape. We
bad,
need him.
are they an evil
He can beat
person? It's
Trump.
not
Let
an
him
easy
rape.
question to answer. But when it comes to Destiny, I think holistically, looking at him overall, for me, the answer is he's not an evil person, even though he has done things that
Right.
I
We gotta
condemn
let him rape because we
vociferously.
need him to beat Trump. He's the only one. He's Neo. He's the
No, I,
only
I,
one
I
who can see through the
I
matrix
actually
and
don't
beat
agree with
Trump.
his methods
So
on
we
trying to
need
beat
to let
Trump,
him
to be
rape.
clear.
Okay. So let's say you kicked that baby, and then for the next year, anyone who brought up you kicking the baby, you like doxed them and slandered them and had like whole streams where you like got everybody to harass them and called them a fucking whore and shit. And then I would say, like, yeah, you probably are kind of evil. Like, I know you did all that good shit, quote unquote good shit. I don't know what Dusty's that's ever really that great, but you did all this quote unquote good shit. But yeah, now you are acting in an extremely evil manner. You just kicked a baby and you're trying to like hide it
So
by doxing the fuck out of
do you
everybody.
understand the distinction here between you are doing something that is evil versus you are evil?
Yeah, there's a distinction there.
Yes, there is a
Destiny
distinction.
is evil.
Mhm. And I disagree. I think that he has done
Okay,
evil things, but I
can
don't
I
think he
ask
is
you,
evil.
what did you think of his doxing of people? Did you think any
I
of
am
that was
against his
warranted?
doxing. I am against doxing done to him as well.
Well, how about the
Hold
sexual
on, are you
guy?
against people doxing him? I want this on record. Are you against people doxing
Yes,
him and his son?
I am actually very anti-doxing. I do not
Okay,
like
so
doxing.
when you go
Um,
around following Nathan, Destiny's son, and say
that's not
publicly that you're
doxing.
going to stalk his employers and potential employers and make sure that every time
You're
he's trying
hanging
to get
on
hold
this
on, let
one
me
tweet
ask
that
a
I
question.
fed
You won't
you,
let me
by the
finish the
way. Like,
question
I
because
posted this to you.
you know what
Oh,
this
well,
implies.
that's what
When
Destiny did in the
again,
Doobie
you have gone
conversation. But
through and you claim, right, that you are going to go to his employers and that you're going to make sure that he doesn't get a job, and you say you're anti-doxing, you understand how these are in conflict and intention, that you can't be both?
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Wick. I don't take that tweet very seriously. It's not like a serious thing I'm going to actually do in 30 years.
Oh, is it
But
just a joke? Huh?
well, no, it's not just a
Just
joke.
a
It's just
joke.
sort of like, look at this evil little, well, I almost said a slur there, but look at this evil little fucker, you know. And, I don't take it very seriously, so I don't intend to dox him, and I am very anti-doxing.
Okay, just going to read you the tweet again. I'm just logging some of Nathan's insane racism, pedophilia, and Nazi maxing because I will ensure when daddy's money is all gone, Nathan never gets a job for the rest of his life. Dude's going to
It's
be
a funny tweet.
35, applying to Walmart, and they'll get an email from me with pics like
Yeah,
this in it.
that's funny. It is funny.
It's fine. It's okay. That's. Do you think that's an evil act?
Um, is an evil act. Well, yeah, here's the thing, Like, I've already kind of laid this out for you. I'm not like pro going after people's kids. The
Hold
only
on, but
reason
you
that
are going after, and you said that you're going after his child. That you're going to
hold
go
on,
after
hold
his
on,
child and
hold
ensure that
on.
his
I'm
child
I'm
never
literally like
works.
I'm literally explaining it to you, but you're hold on. Don't explain it to me. Let me jump in here and I'll explain it to you. Are you gonna let me explain it or what? Yeah? Okay. So, I am not pro going after people's children. The only reason why Nathan is a valid target for that is because Destiny himself routinely goes after people's children, and Destiny believes in a tit for tat world. This is the world he wants to live in. And as I stated before, when I was doing this, I said to Nathan, because he would say, like, hey, fuck off. And I said, listen, if you don't like it, just block me. And he did. So, like, I don't know, like, I am at least not like posting to 40,000 people, like, hey, look at this person's retarded child, or lol, these girls drowned in Texas. Like, for you to get all fucking mad at me, I am anti doxing. I am against doxing. But again, if you look through my shit, you will find me post some stuff about Dan. And the reason I did that is because, again, these people want to live in this tit for tat world. They want to dox. Well, fuck it. You want to dox people who you have no legitimate reason to. Like,
Well,
look
you
that
understand that
road.
this is the exact same argument that Destiny makes to justify his doxing of you guys, right?
No, no, but
Hold
his
on,
is
no,
his
stop,
is
stop.
well,
You
his is
gave. Hold
bullshit.
on, are you
Well,
gonna
what
let
did
me
esports
reply?
Batman
You
do?
went on
What
this
did
whole rant.
esports
You
Batman
went on
do?
this whole
What did
rant
esports Batman
about
do that
all this
deserved doxing?
bullshit. Let me reply. You understand that you are making the exact same argument that Destiny is making to justify his bad actions, and I do consider them bad actions, in doxing others. They are the exact one for one, the same argument. So if you are justified or consider yourself justified,
Yes, I am
then
fighting fire
surely
with
he
fire.
is too. Correct?
No, no, he's not justified because his are bullshit. That's the reason why, like, they are also like valid targets. They weren't before this, Wick. Like, I would not justify like the kind of doxing that
But
KF
you did
did
dox Dan, correct?
prior. Prior to all this. No, I did not dox Dan. But
Well,
I do not.
then what information were you referring to that you said if you go through your feed, you would find you posting
At
information about
at one
Dan?
time, at one time, I replied to somebody with the name of Dan's Wolf, but I
So
have
hold on,
since deleted
hold
it.
on. You understand that that's a form of doxing, correct?
Oh, duh, yeah, duh. Yeah, I do. You fucking
Okay,
retard. I'm
but you just
explaining it.
said not 30 seconds ago that you never doxed Dan, correct?
Are you actually like retarded? Like you don't seem to, it's like you don't have object permanence, but from one
Hold
moment
on.
to another.
30
You
seconds
can't
ago,
follow
maybe
a
a minute
fucking
ago now,
thread of
you
a
said,
conversation.
I don't
Yes,
dox
I'm
Dan. I've
explaining.
never doxed
Oh
Dan.
my god.
And then a
No, that's
minute
not
to
what I
30
said.
seconds later, you said, I posted his workplace online.
Now, that is not what I said. What the fuck is wrong with you? That is
We can
not what
roll
I
back
said.
the clip
I
if
said
you like.
I said I posted his wife's name.
Not workplace, wife's name. That's also doxing, you moron.
No shit, you fucking retard. I'm explaining it to you. Like, what is you are
You
actually
said you
retarded, bro.
never
You can't
doxed
follow a
Dan,
conversation.
and then you said, well, actually, no, I posted the name of his wife.
Oh my god. Are we literally gonna like get bogged down in your autism like stopping every 5 seconds? Are you gonna
You keep
let me
lying every
explain it?
5 fucking seconds, so yes.
Okay, so I don't get to explain it, I guess.
You've been explaining it, but you consistently
Well, you're
lie
not
during your
letting me speak. You're
explanations.
not letting me speak more than like 5 seconds.
Because every 5 seconds, I have to clarify because you say contradictory things. You say, I never doxed
Okay.
Dan. Oh, but also, I posted the name of his family member publicly online.
Okay, so prior to Destiny's doxing spree, I would never justify the kind of doxing that like KF did to him, like posting his address, etc. I don't agree with any of that. That's really bad. Once Destiny started going on a doxing spree, and in particular, the people that he targeted, not really like even fitting his own justifications for why they should be doxable. Um, I think since that point, these people have made themselves a valid target for basically the same sort of thing. Like, will you tell me what is the justification for doxing esports Batman? Is it just that he said legal takes that Destiny didn't like in a server?
One, I don't think that was right of him to dox esports Batman. I think it was wrong. Okay? I don't
Right. So
justify
if
that.
he
I don't sweep for that.
in his
I
tit
think
for
that's
tat
good.
world,
I think that Destiny is wrong when he doxes. His
right? So he
justification
did an
for doing let
incorrect
me
dox,
finish. Let
and
me
by his own
finish.
tit for
His
tat
justification
justification,
for
he would
doing
now
so
be a
is
valid
also
target for doxing.
wrong. But in the same light, your justification is equally wrong.
No, because I'm doing it to people that
You're
deserve
doing
it.
it for you're
I'm
doing it to the people who deserve it.
Yeah, I'm following
Okay.
Destiny's
They
logic,
deserve it.
but
Okay,
mine
I
actually
gotcha.
deserve it. And
Gotcha.
also, too,
So
I'm not
if
really doxing
someone
people.
raped your child, do you get to rape theirs?
No.
No. Even though they did it to you?
Okay. Okay, but let me ask you a
Hold on.
question.
Even though they
If
did
so,
it to you, it's tit for
no, I just said
tat.
no.
No.
Can you just
Okay,
take the
great.
answer you
So
get, you
even
fucking
though
retard?
someone doxes someone you think doesn't deserve it, does that make it okay to dox them?
If someone has the position that life should be tit for tat, someone swings at me, I swing back at them, and then they dox somebody, yes, they are a valid target for doxing. So if the person who raped your child wanted to live in a world where tit for tat, then no, should you rape the child? Obviously not. But like, you get what I'm saying. Like, this
No,
is
I
the world
don't. I think if
Destiny
you hold
wants
that
to live in.
position and you think that someone believes
I'm
that they
using
should
his
live in
own
a tit
logic.
for
Yeah,
tat
I'm
world
using his own
and they
logic.
rape a child, then tit for tat, right? You should do unto them as they have
Well,
done unto
I
you,
would not
correct?
do that because that's like definitely a step too far. But this is the world that Destiny wants to live in, so I use his same logic against him. And I'm an anti-Destiny
And
account,
again,
so I think
you
that's
weren't
fair.
going after Destiny. You were going after his child
And why did I do that?
because he went over after someone else's child in your position.
Correct.
Okay, so
Well, wait. Did he
again,
do it, or
hold on.
is it
So
in
you
my
do
position?
believe that it's okay to go after someone's children if they go after other people's children?
No, I believe it's okay to go after Destiny's child because
Oh,
Destiny
only
goes after
Destiny
other people's children.
specifically.
Yes,
Okay. No other kids,
because
just Destiny's kids.
right. And why
Okay.
is that? Can you explain it back to me, Wick? Why
So,
is it
in
okay
your
to do it
position,
just to
you think
Destiny?
that because Destiny is engaging this heinous behavior against other people, you accuse him of going after other people's children, that makes his child fair game.
No, you missed a step. So why is it that it's okay to do it to him, but it wouldn't be okay to do it to other people?
So, why is it okay to do it to him? Because he's past the threshold of heinousness in your mind.
No, it's because he prescribes this tit for tat
Okay, no,
world.
you're
This is what he
correct.
wants to get.
Because he has a value system that makes it okay for him to do it, so it's okay for you to do it to him or his child
Correct. And
in
I
this
wouldn't
case.
and I wouldn't do it to somebody else, but because this is what the world he wants to live in, it's okay to do it back to him.
So you understand the problem that I and others have with that line of thinking, not just for you, but when Destiny gives that line of thinking, right? I have a problem with both.
Well, when he stops, I'll stop.
When he stops, you'll stop. I don't believe you. First
Yeah,
of all, I think you'll keep
I
going.
will.
I don't think you'll stop.
Well, let's get him to stop. If he doesn't say
I would love to
anything
get him
about
to stop.
anybody's kid for the next 6 months, I'll go the next 6 months. I won't say shit about Nathan. Okay,
Okay, but
Nathan is a
I want to
Nazi,
I
by
want
the
to
way,
just
who
make
tweets
it clear
pedophile shit. But go ahead.
that the fact that you think it's okay to go after someone's child because
Can you
the person's
like the way
father
go
or
after someone's child? Like, stop
the person's
signaling to
father
the
has done
audience you
something that you
absolutely do.
don't like is evil. That
Okay.
is an
Oh,
evil
I'm
act. You
evil.
are
Well, Wick,
engaging in evil.
I've done 1,000 good things, so don't worry about it.
You again, I haven't seen them. The only
No,
interactions
you
I've
haven't,
ever
but
had
trust
you
me,
with
I've
you
done them.
are you misrepresenting, lying, harassing, going after children. I have not had positive interactions with you. Maybe it's the
Well, of course
case
you
that in
haven't,
your private
because
life that you
you
are a
are a sleeper
saint,
for Destiny, so
but I
everything that
don't
I
know
say,
you.
you think is like a lie. Yeah. So, let's talk about some of Destiny's other crimes. Is that
Go
cool?
ahead. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Okay. So, do you agree that Destiny doxed Rose?
Destiny docs Rose. As I understand, he was trying to get her information so that they could like subpoena her for court. Is that correct?
No, that is
No.
I don't believe that at all. No,
Hold on.
he
That's what he
posted.
says, though. Correct? Is that his claim that he
I don't know.
is?
Is that his justification? I
I
really
don't
don't know.
know.
Is that I've
I'm
never
I'm
heard him say
asking you.
that
You
before.
know, you're far more knowledgeable about this than me am. But
Well, I've never heard him
the
say
thing
that.
is she had him like he thought that she had leaked his information online, that he had basically put his private videos of him doing
Let's go
sexual
step by
acts onto
step.
Kiwi
So let's stop
farms,
right there.
and that
Okay, let's
he
stop
hold
right
on,
there.
let me
Step by
finish,
step. Let's
and
go
that he
step by
wanted
step.
to
Let's just stop
find
right there.
them in order to prosecute them for doing that.
Okay, so let's go step by step. All right. So he believed somebody leaked his information on the Kiwi, right? He thinks Rose did that. When did that happen?
Okay, again, in the timeline, he thought it happened when the initial leaks happened where Kiwi Farms got
Okay,
a
do you
hold of
know
him
like
sucking dick
generally
and
what
things like
time
that.
that happened? It was like November, December 24, right?
So, like over a year ago, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it was like November, December. When did he post the information to his chat, um, taunting KF to dox Rose?
Haunting KF to, I don't know.
He did it, I believe, in June. So, and also too, I think you are
June of
wrong
25 or
because I think
24?
of 25. How would he do
Okay.
it in June of 24? That would be fucking
I don't
crazy.
know. I'm asking to
Okay.
clarify.
So he did it, I believe, in June of 25. It may have been May, but it was like May, June of 25. And actually, now that you've kind of jogged my memory, I believe we have him. I don't have the receipt right on hand, but I believe we do have him on record somewhere saying that, like, the reason he did it was like to stop them from maybe doing further leaks. But that
Well, yeah,
justification
he
makes
wanted
no
to take them
sense.
to court for it.
Okay, the funny thing there though is he never did subpoena Rose. It was Pixie's team that actually like did the subpoenaing of Rose. He actually got chastised by the judge for constantly going, "Oh, why isn't Abby here? Why isn't Abby here?" When he had yet to produce Rose and was relying on some of her knowledge. But he never did subpoena her.
Okay.
Yeah, so like this whole thing sounds like got basically a lie that it's like a cover he's giving. But even let's
Hold on. Why do you
say that
think he
that
did
was
it then? What like in order to do what?
so.
Why was he doing it?
Okay, so here's why he did it is because he is, a lot of you guys think he's like this 40 chess genius, but he's actually like an emotional spur. And he had a group, he's already admitted this, he had a group on Discord that was trying to find Rose. I think that group was
Okay.
unsuccessful,
Trying to
and
find
he
the Rose.
felt,
Why?
why were they trying to find Rose? I don't know. I
Well,
honestly don't know what the
to
justification was
let you
there.
know why they say, and they could be lying, I don't know, but they wanted to find Rose because they believed that A, that Rose or her boyfriend or someone, I'm not sure the details, leaked a bunch of his information, right? And that accusations were being made that Rose had said some things or done some things, or he had done some things with Rose or things, and they wanted to get that on record and in court. So they wanted to find her so that they could get her to court.
Okay, but once she was found, he wasn't the one to subpoena her for a
Yeah, maybe
deposition.
not. I don't know.
It was Pixie, so that all kind of like rings a little hollow. But let's say that was the justification. Is the appropriate course of action to post her stuff to taunt Kiwi farms, who you think are a bunch of like doxing psychos, to find her? Is that like the move there?
I wouldn't have done it, but if you wanted to
Well, that's
find
a cop out.
someone,
I'm not
you go to the
asking.
people
No,
who are
no,
good
Wick,
at
Wick, that's
finding
a
people,
cop
right?
out. Wick, that's a cop out. Is that an okay thing to do? Is that like a
I
morally
think it's a
okay? If you can
morally,
do,
like, depending on the reasons, it could be morally neutral. Like, if I needed to find someone, if someone had accused me, or someone had, let's say someone,
so we can use people that we think
kidnapped.
are like
Hold on,
evil
someone
doxers if it's convenient
kidnapped
to
my
us.
child. Someone kidnapped my child, and I needed to find them. I would exhaust every single option, including going to Kiwi Farm, saying, "Hey, this is information I have. Help me find them."
Okay. Do you think that's maybe like kind of an extreme example?
It is an extreme example to illustrate a point that there are instances where it's okay to use people you think are
Okay,
crazy
but
in order to
again,
get
you're doing weasel
information.
language,
Is
Wick,
that's not
because there
weaseling?
are.
That's giving
Well, let
you
me
an
explain
answer to
why.
your question.
Let me explain to you why it's weasel language, okay? Because I'm asking you, was this instance of it okay? And you're going, well, I'm just explaining that there are some instances where it could be
So
okay, and I
my
wouldn't do
answer
it.
is I don't
I'm
know if
asking you
this
if
was okay
this
in
was
this
okay.
case.
You can't make a judgment here.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Why do you
So
think it
you
was
wanted
not
to.
okay? Hold on. Explain.
Well, if the stance here, right, the justification for doxing,
So in
logistical,
the
and
hypothetical here we're looking at is
can
they
I
were trying to
fucking
find
talk
her so
with?
that they could get her information for court on record. Why is it wrong to go through
Okay.
Kiwi Farms to do that?
It's amazing. I was answering just that question, and you decided to ask it again.
Just to
So
clarify, yeah, just to make sure you're on topic.
okay. Yeah, you're the one that needs to stay on topic, bro. But
Okay.
okay, when he was justifying doxing and making death threats against Gisticle and Queeman, the justification that he gave for that was that these people were associating with Kiwi Farms and directing people to Kiwi Farms where doxes exist. Destiny then posted Rose's information to get Kiwi Farms to dox her. So yeah, if you can make death threats against somebody for pointing to a dox, it seems a little fucking strange that you would then turn to that same site, those same people, to find somebody for you for a court case, who then you later, your whole reason, oh, I'm going to subpoena or whatever, ends up not actually happening. The other side does it.
They beat him to finding her. Is that not true?
No, that's not. Well, yeah, they found her, but I'm saying that
Okay,
it's not like
just to be clear, they did find her first, and that's why they subpoenaed her first, correct?
no, her information was posted on Kiwi Farms. Everyone had access to it at the same time. You fucking retard. By the way, too,
But they
Destiny
subpoenaed her
told
first. Is that evidence that
the.
Destiny wasn't
Oh,
going
okay.
to
So the
subpoena
other
her?
team beat her to it. Yeah, he didn't want her anywhere near this. Let's be
Why
real.
not?
But because he's afraid of what she might say.
But she did testify, correct?
Well, yeah, she did. Yeah.
What did she say?
So,
What was her claims?
do you want me to go through the entire deposition with you?
Give
Why don't
us
you
the
could
main
just go
one.
watch Destiny's stream on it? The main one? I don't
Yeah.
know if there's a main
What
one.
was the result of her testimony? I guess.
Oh, I see. We're doing the like, what did Destiny tell us in the
No,
stream
I'm
this all
asking what you
resulted to?
think.
Let me think. What was Destiny's
I didn't watch
conclusion?
Destiny's
Oh, well,
stream about this. I have
he's
no
totally
fucking say.
exonerated. Obviously, she said in the deposition, she was like, Destiny didn't do nothing wrong.
Okay. What do you think that she said that condemned Destiny?
I'm not saying she said anything that
Okay.
condemned Destiny. You are such a fucking
You're
retard,
not saying
bro. Can
much at
you
all. You're just
follow a
making these
conversation?
vague illusions. Okay.
Okay, we're
But let's read
talking
some super
about.
chats because I do got to make some money off of you.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead.
$2 from Zephyr Hash to say, this is your IPAC check for the month. Be good, baby. Thank you for the $2, buddy. Josh Vet for $5. So he's in repeated non-consensual contact with a 14-year-old and tracking their life online with the intent to follow them into adulthood? Sus.
I'm gonna rape him.
Your words, not mine. $10 from Gelatinous Rube to say, who is this F-slur coming after my Wickenfuhrer? Thank you for the $10. And he's not well, he might be an F-slur. I don't know. $5 from Ellishness.
I am actually.
I found out that Whick breathed the same air that Hitler might have breathed at some point. So there is no way I support Whick anymore. Well, thank you for the $5. $5 from Justice35 says, but Whick, you retweeted someone. That means you endorse every view they have. Also, this only applies to people I personally don't like. Also, Destiny bad. Thank you for $5. $2 from Zephyr Hash says, the Nurgles have been kirked into club, my liege. Okay, that's crazy. Brewcrow, 9-month membership, tier 2. Look at you. Says, audience says
Was that
it
last
was
one a
proven
death threat against me?
wrong. Ooh. Okay, $2 from More Often Topical. Say, on terrible people, whatever happened to Tolly? First of all, Tolly's not a terrible person. And I don't know. I think she just moved on to other things. $10 says to Doobie. Says, to be fair, Dan has doxed multiple people who haven't doxed him or anyone else. So has Destiny. If they believe in tit for tat, doesn't that justify what this guy did?
Base Doobie,
And
you're a
Doobie,
king,
if
dude.
you want, after this
him in
guy's
that
done,
debate.
after we're done with him, if you want to call in and explain to me why it's acceptable
Doobie, that
to go after
retard
his
was
child,
talking over you so hard because he didn't want to see where you were going. Destiny would not let you get a point out. He was just ramming over you because he was afraid of the things you were going to say.
me
You
or
destroyed
Doobie?
that fucking retard, and Wick helped him kind of navigate that debate because Wick's a fucking sweeper for Destiny.
Do you say so? $10 from Doobie to say, what should be the consequence for Destiny and others who regularly dox people who have never doxed anyone? I think that they should be publicly shamed for it. $5 from Alishness. Does that mean he's okay with being doxed? Since he's willing to dox his kid and Dan's wife, he should be fine with also being exposed, tit for tat.
There's
Don't
TGG, the doxing
don't
community.
dox anyone, okay? Even if they are doxers, like this guy. Don't do it. Okay. $20.
I'm hardly a doxer.
This is just a little doxing, just the tip of doxing. Okay. Destiny has been victimizing people by doxing, or his community tried to dox them. Most of these people have never doxed him or anyone connected with him or advocated for their doxing. What should the consequence be? Again, it depends on the action, but in most cases, I think we should shame, ridicule, things like that. What do you think the consequences should be, Doobie? I'm really curious. Do you think we should
probably
send him to
shouldn't
jail?
platform them
Do
for
we
monetary
pull his fingernails
gain.
out? Do we what do we do? $2 from Justice 35 to say this is what Destiny derangement syndrome looks like. Thank you for the $2. Okay, that said,
you guys are mega blue MAGA.
Blue MAGA. What does that mean?
It means you adopt sort of like the same tactics and attitude that like a MAGA person, but you're just like morally lucky you're on the liberal side.
What tactic has my audience or the people in my
Yeah,
audience
calling criticism Destiny derangement syndrome is
I wouldn't call all
MAGA
criticism
tactic.
like I've criticized Destiny in this call. Do I have Destiny derangement syndrome, Mr. Audience people? Or Mrs. Audience people, I guess? So it's not just criticism.
Okay, so
obviously.
listen, I'm gonna control your show because you're doing a bad job. Let's get back on task. You wanted me to explain to you how you sweep for Destiny,
Yes,
right?
go ahead.
Okay, so you have a monetary incentive to have Destiny on your show. And so because of that, you basically like defend him. Just there, you said like, well, what should happen to doxers? We should shame them. It's like very light shit. What we probably shouldn't do, Wick, is platform them for monetary gain. Like if somebody's doxing a bunch of people that don't deserve it, we probably shouldn't have that person on so that we can personally monetarily gain. But you do monetarily gain, and you probably gain more during those streams than most streams,
So,
right? So you're making money off him. Let me just finish. You're
oh,
making
I
money
thought
off
you were
this
done.
guy. And so you will also in debates, like say the Doobie debate, Destiny was ramming over Doobie because he was so fucking frightened of what was coming next. He couldn't let it out. So he would just talk over him, ramble over him. And you actually stopped Doobie and let Destiny talk. It was fucking wild, dude. But you do that because you need to kind of stay in his good graces. Because if you piss him off, he won't come on your show and you won't make as much money.
I pissed off Destiny before, and I'll do so again. So here's the thing.
We'll do it for real, bud.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, couple things. One, I do tend to make more money than normal when I do have Destiny on. For the most part, there are times when I've only made like $10 with Destiny on too. It varies, but the most money I've ever made hasn't been Destiny related streams at all.
Wow, that
Soy
defeats
Pill,
my argument.
well, it does cast doubt into your framing. There is a huge
You are
financial
straight
incentive
retarded.
for me to turn on Destiny. The amount of money that I would be given by Doobie, for example, who has made statements that he doesn't support me financially as much as he would because I have Destiny on, and he won't watch me during Destiny, he won't donate to me during Destiny, and most of my money today has come from Doobie. There are also, in addition to having incentives, both financial and otherwise, to having Destiny on, there are also huge financial incentives for me to not have him on and turn on him. Do you acknowledge that that is true?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of lost the plot there. Repeat that last part to me.
So, in addition to the true statement that you just made, that yes, there is a financial incentive for me to have Destiny on my show, there are also financial and social incentives for me not to.
No, not really. I don't
You don't
think that
think so?
you
You don't
know
think that
any.
I would make a bunch of views and money if I publicly denounced and turned on Destiny and started hating on Destiny publicly? You don't think I'd make more money?
I don't think there's anything you could do to like get more views. Like you are kind of an irrelevant nobody, and I think it wouldn't really matter one way or the other. You kind of get like the same. It's much better on the Destiny side of things because being in his good graces, you can pull way above your weight class and get a guy that you like normally wouldn't because you get like 40 viewers. Like nobody would talk to you. Destiny uses you to kind of like legitimize himself. It's like, well, Wick's going to be like my front man. He's going to go get me this debate with this person, and we're going to
So
use his platform to
just
kind of
just to
like
be clear,
whitewash this whole thing.
not only am I an irrelevant nobody, but because I'm an irrelevant nobody, I am so irrelevant that Destiny uses me to legitimize him, right? And somehow
Over the
both of
past
these
year, yeah,
statements
because
work together. That somehow I am in this kind
yes,
of Schrodinger's box type situation where I'm
I can
so
explain.
irrelevant that no one pays attention to me, no one watches me, I have no influence, I have no interaction, but I'm also so legitimizing and powerful that I whitewash Destiny.
Yeah, well, over the past year, Destiny has really struggled to get anybody to really want to like corroborate or collaborate with them or talk with them, debate with them. So yeah, he does resort to you, even though you're pretty low down the totem pole, to give like this veneer of like professionalism. Like here's a debate space. We're gonna meet on this neutral platform and have this debate, even though you're not neutral. You consistently kind of like give Destiny space and arguments, even when he's getting crushed and destroyed. You'll kind of like, well, you'll steel man his positions, you do all that kind of shit. So but yes, even though you're irrelevant, Destiny has struggled so badly over the past year that yeah, he has used you as sort of this like front man to add this veneer of
Yeah.
legitimacy to him.
How many times do you think a Destiny has approached me to be on my show specifically?
I have no idea, but I'm sure you do
Okay.
go there begging to
Okay.
him a lot.
You understand that if he wanted to do that, if you were correct in your assessment, that he would be coming to me?
No, not necessarily. Like, let's say that I know I have this like nagging retard that's like always begging to get me debates, but like I'm popping off, I'm like talking to Lex Friedman and stuff. Maybe I don't like see this nagging retard, but then like when I'm struggling, I might just like allow you to naturally do your nagging retardation and now accept more of the conversations. So no, I don't think it's necessarily that he has to go to you. You might be so desperate of a milkmaid that you're like constantly going there like, babe, can I just milk those udders a little bit, like, please?
Okay,
So
so
he
you
just
understand that
relies on
Destiny's
that.
been coming on my show semi regularly, not constantly, but semi regularly for like 3 years now, maybe two. And his
I
reputation's
Vic,
been struggling for how long?
Vic, I have no idea because again, nobody watches you, bro. So
Okay, and
I
I
have no
understand that you
idea
don't
how
have
long
any
it's been
idea,
coming on
and
your
that's
show.
why you're making retarded statements that have no basis
I
in
am
reality.
vibing
That is
this. I'm
true.
not gonna lie, I am just vibing this out.
We can tell, and you are doing about as I'd expect for someone who has no knowledge of the knowledge or information or really consistent worldview, and your only consistency is hating on Destiny. That's what makes you a soulless husk, by the way. You've drunk all this poison, right, into your veins, into your bones, and you're hoping that Destiny dies because of it, right? So you are guzzling down, right, jugs of this poison, this hate you have for this individual. And it's not killing Destiny. It's not hurting him at all, really.
He is doing
But it
pretty
is
badly.
destroying you. You understand that, right? I mean, I don't want it to destroy you. I think you're a horrible, horrible person. You go after children. My God.
Am I more
Um,
evil than Destiny? Just out of
um,
curiosity.
I I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
That
But
is
in
fucking
my
crazy work,
hold on,
bro.
in the interactions I've seen you have, and in the interactions I've had with
Yeah.
you, they have always been negative, and you have shown
Oh,
me
okay.
no redeeming qualities. Now, they might exist, and I just may not
Wow.
know about them, but you just haven't shown me any redeeming qualities whatsoever.
I got you. So just for the record, Destiny is an evil, he's done an evil act where he's like distributed non-consensual recordings of gay hookups, and he's also like attacked
Hold on,
people's
you keep
children.
saying it's not consensual.
Because
How do we know that?
well, you before said that you agreed with me that the sharing of it was very likely non-consensual.
It,
You agreed
it
on that
was
before.
probably he
Right.
didn't have the complicit consent to share, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so well, like I was saying, he is less evil than me, even though he's been distributing recordings without consent of and the recordings might have been consensual, but the distribution, that is less evil than me tweeting mean things, even though he
Well, you're
also
not.
tweets mean things
Let's
and
be
also
clear. You're
goes
not just
after
tweeting mean
children. But okay,
things. You're not just tweeting mean things. You're doxing people. You're going after people's children.
oh
You're
my
lying
God, dude.
about people.
Bro,
You're
bro, this
misrepresenting
is
people.
crazy work.
And that
I
is, to be
posted
clear,
someone's name one
all
time and
you've
deleted it.
done that I have seen.
I posted someone's name one
That's the
time and
extent of it.
deleted
You
it.
have done nothing of positive note other like of nothing of positive note whatsoever. The only thing that I've seen of
Imagine
you, and this is why I
imagine I'm
clarified
more
that
evil
in
for
your
my
personal life,
quote
you
unquote
might be a saint.
doxing
I don't
than
know.
Destiny.
But the only thing that I have ever seen you do is lie, go after children, and dox people.
Destiny does that, Destiny does that, Destiny does that.
That is
Destiny
not
does
the
all those things.
only thing, nor again
Oh,
in the
okay.
same quantities.
What is the great thing? Let's say it. What is the great thing that excuses all that?
I don't think that there's an excuse. It's not how it works. But some of the
Well, that is what you're
positive
saying. You're
things that
saying he's
Destiny
not
has done,
evil.
some of the positive things that Destiny has done is he actively works to make the world a better place. He actively goes
That's
to
a
bat
joke,
until
bro.
recently for liberal values, which I think makes the world a better place. He is willing to platform and help smaller creators. He is willing to work with pretty much
He
anyone and
fucks all
have
those
conversations
creators.
with anyone. And he makes very good, cogent arguments for values that I also
Let him
value.
rape, bro.
These are
We have
all
to let him
good
rape.
things. Does that make up for the bad? That's up for each person to
Well, that
decide.
is what you're
But when
saying.
it comes to
You've already
you,
decided.
I don't see any of that.
Well, you don't know me, bro, but
I don't.
okay.
That's why I'm saying in your personal life, maybe you're a saint. I don't know. But
I
all
am.
I can judge is what I have seen. And what I have seen of you is these three things: consistent lies about me and others, going after someone's children and trying to
Destiny does that.
justify going after their children
Destiny does
specifically,
it.
and doxing people.
Destiny also does that.
Again, you're missing the
Whose
point.
doxing was worse? I posted someone's name and deleted it. Destiny posted people's full addresses, their families, their telephone numbers. He posted it to his DDG chat. He posted it to the Dalaban Twitter. He posted it to Imgur. He posted it to Doxbin. So on the scales, right? We're doing evil scales here. If I posted a name and deleted it, Destiny's posting like full fucking doxes. Which one of those is worse?
So I think what's worse than that is going
Yeah.
and saying
Yeah.
that I'm going to follow around someone's
Ooh.
child and for the next 35 years go to all their employers and make
I'm
sure
definitely doing
that
this,
they're
by the
never
way. I've
hired
already
anywhere
penciled it in.
ever
I
because some
have the
14-year-old
calendar
made some
for what would
edgy
that be?
fucking tweets
For
online.
2070.
And
I've
I
already
hate
penciled it in
their
my Google
fucking
Calendar.
father. That is
Yes.
more evil.
Wick, I'll share my Google Calendar and you could check back on this. Okay, I got it for 2070. Okay, it's a Thursday. We're gonna do 3/15, 2070, and you check back and see if I actually do it. Okay.
Oh, so you can just say it and that's okay. You can just threaten.
Yeah, I can just say things on Twitter. That's the beauty of Twitter is I can just fucking
Sure.
say
But
shit.
when you
You
say
should see all the
shit,
shit I
when
say
you
on there, bro.
when you make threats like you have towards people's
Oh,
children,
threat. Oh, it's
I
a
am
big threat.
going
That's a
to make
crazy
judgments
word to
based on
use
who
for
you
this.
are and how you are as a
Threat. Oh,
person.
it's a
And to
threat.
be clear,
Oh,
I
no.
believe you when you say you would do this if you have the power to do
Yeah,
it. You
I
would
believe
absolutely
you
do
are
it
a
because,
sweeper. You are
again,
a
the things
massive
you do have
sweeper.
the power
You
to do, you
monetarily
have
gain
done.
off of a
You
massive
have doxed
consent
people.
violator,
You
and so you
have
will be
lied about
friendly to
people.
the guy.
You have misrepresented things. These are actions that you are currently taking. Not only have you lied about other people and other people's positions, but you've lied about me specifically. And
Oh,
yes, I do take it more personally when you lie about
you
me
lied about
than
me
when you lie about
first.
other people. And you've lied to me in this discussion several times where you've contradicted yourself, saying, I've never doxed anyone. And then, 30 seconds later, well, yeah, I did dox this one person.
I don't know what you're looking for you.
Well, I'm not looking for anything. I'm simply making an example of you. That's what you're here for.
Oh, I feel owned in this. I'm gonna tell you what I
Look,
really
I
do
don't
feel
think you
owned.
have the
I'm not gonna lie.
cognitive
Can I?
ability to determine whether you've won or lost a conversation, so what you think does
Yeah,
not
I
matter.
got you. You're the smart one here for sure, Wick.
Yes. That that is
Yeah,
just a true
for sure.
statement.
Yeah,
Between
for sure.
us, yes,
Yeah,
I
you're
am
the
much
intelligent one.
smarter than you.
You
Yes.
follow conversations really well too.
I do. That's true.
All
Is
right,
there
buddy.
anything
Well,
else?
I'm gonna say something. I
Go
was a
ahead.
little nervous to come on here because I don't normally like do this sort of thing. But boy, man, I gotta tell you, as it went on, just more and more confidence because you truly are one of the most retarded people I think I've ever talked to in my life. You cannot follow conversation to fucking save your life. You grandstand when you go off topic when you're not like doing well. It's really pathetic. You are a destiny sweeper. You monetarily gain off like engaging with him. And yeah, you also in that tweet, you 100% were using deaths. You're taking deaths to make fun of right wing shit. You were
Okay.
using those people's deaths.
Okay. This is, again, further evidence that you have a sub room temperature IQ. You cannot
You got me, bro.
possibly comprehend the results of what you're saying. You cannot accurately portray your thoughts and opinions, and you constantly, consistently lie about things. And I am very happy with how this has went. This has been
Good. Me too.
extra special. So I do.
Wick.
I do want to give you a compliment, though. I will
Yeah, I want to
say
give you
this.
one too. Can we both
Okay.
compliment
Yeah,
each other?
I'll compliment you
Okay.
first,
All right.
and
Cool.
then you can go.
All right. Go.
Okay? My compliment to you is that of all the people who are retarded, who say retarded shit constantly and make up lies, you are one of the few that has had the balls to come on and to actually put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and come on and publicly make a fool of yourself. So I applaud you for that. Those who enter the arena, and I'm serious about this, anyone who enters the arena, win or lose, deserves a modicum of respect for that. Okay, so that is my compliment to you. You were brave enough to come on, and I do appreciate that. So thank you for that.
Okay, and I have a genuine compliment for you. A bunch of the DGG retards have all blocked me because they want to be in their little hug space. So I'm blocked on Twitter by everybody. But you, sir, even though I have harassed you quite a bit, have never blocked me. And you do sometimes reply to me, and you were kind enough to bring me on. And you were kind enough to give me space to talk about the thing I wanted to talk about. And, I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on, and I'll talk to you later, okay?
All right, bye, bud.
Now kiss? No, Testicle Johnson. We're not going to kiss. That's insane, gang. No, I obviously don't block people. I might mute them on occasion. I didn't mute this guy. But look, I think this is... Can we just take a moment? Take a moment to kind of soak it in, how that went. This is my problem. There are things worthy of condemning Destiny for. Absolutely. There are things that I condemn Destiny for. Okay? There are things that he's done wrong. But when every one of your accusers are like this dude, it helps you get away with shit. Because no one believes a liar. No one believes someone whose credibility is in the toilet. And I didn't need to misrepresent him. I could simply bring him on and have him speak his piece. Okay? It helps me. When my haters, okay, the people who are against me, that is the caliber of my hater, gang. That is the level of man who opposes me. Someone who thinks it's okay and cheers it on and laughs about it to go after someone's child. Not because of what the child did, but because of what their father did. That's insane. To justify it, too. Look, Destiny going after people's children is bad. It's wrong. The only time I hear about that or know about that is him going after this guy who DDoSed him. That's the only one I'm aware of. There might be more, but that's the only one I'm aware of. And even then, while that's condemnable and bad, and he should not have done it, he's not doing it to get back at the guy's father. He was doing it because the kid was fucking with him, right? Which is a difference. So here's the thing. You could take two things that are bad, okay, and you can rank them. We don't have to say, this is bad, they're equal. They're not. Obviously, getting punched in the face, bad. You shouldn't punch people in the face. However, stabbing them 20 times with a knife, while also bad, is fundamentally a worse thing. So when judging people's actions, you have to take that into account. You have to say, okay, yes, this is bad. This is also bad. But one of these is significantly worse. Audacity says, $5, says, pretty good lead into your illiberal debate that's coming up, LOL. Yeah, that's next week. We got Hutch coming on. We got Dev coming on, right? And that's the question, like, do the means justify the end? Do the ends justify the means, right? At what point is it okay to be illiberal or to do what some might consider illiberal actions in order to protect liberalism? Are there even illiberal actions? A whole bunch of things that we can talk about, and we will talk about, and it'll be great. It'll be fun. I wasn't going to stream today, but this guy, look, yesterday we had, look, I'll show you guys. Yeah, like yesterday, this Ace guy, you guys remember Ace? He was on my show, and he appealed to Grok for everything. Yesterday, this guy kept blowing up my tweet my notifications, my DMs, and not my DMs, I'm sorry, my replies and my quote tweets saying that I was a liar, that I had mocked the death of these ICE agents and things like that. I don't like being mischaracterized, and I took it personally. Yes. So I kept challenging him and the people around him, like, if you think this is true and you want to discuss it with me, come on my show and show me precisely where I mocked the death of anyone. They couldn't do that. Neither could this guy. Just again, to let you see, to let you view it, here is the tweet in question. Dev says, here's a list of fallen ICE agents. The vast majority of modern ICE deaths are unvaccinated people dying of COVID. LMAO. Dev is mocking death. I reply with, looks like the right-wing rhetoric did more to harm ICE than the left ever has. Tisk tisk. That is me walking right-wing rhetoric, which is a fundamentally different thing. But they don't understand these concepts, or many of them do understand. They just pretend not to in order to try to get a duck on people that they fundamentally disagree with. To be clear, I don't think Ace actually comprehends the difference, right? And Ace is a guy that's been quote tweeting me. He's a guy on my show who kept reading from Grok for like 10 minutes. Yeah. So I honestly don't think that he's capable of comprehending the difference here. But there are many people who I think are probably able to comprehend the difference. They simply choose not to in order to get their political dunks. And that happens a lot on both sides, right? Where people will pretend not to understand a thing and not to know a thing, and they'll try to get, they'll try to just kind of misrepresent what's happening. But yeah, mocking death, and I've had debates on this, right? And I've had discussions on this with people. I don't think that you should mock death, even of Hitler, right? Even of really bad people. I think that it is a bad action. It makes it so easy to dehumanize others. But I do think it's okay and acceptable to mock rhetoric. If you have a group of people saying the left wing's rhetoric is putting ICE agents in danger, and then you look back and you look at the data and you say, oh, actually, it's the right-wing rhetoric who has gotten ICE agents killed and hurt. That's not me mocking death. And I hope you all understand the difference. $5 from Real Determinatus to say, Ace is the world champion at getting his ass beat by his own AI reinforcements, literally undefeated. True. But yeah, I think that anyone who wants to accuse me of a thing or says I am doing something wrong, you are always invited to my show. It might not be the day you want, right? Because I have a schedule and I have other things going on, right? But I always try to make time for you to have your say and to come on and to talk your shit, so to speak, and to actually confront me with an issue or not, right? But one of the reasons that I think that I don't take a lot of these accusations very seriously when it comes to Destiny, some of the more wild ones, is because of the people making it and the fact that they consistently lie about me. And I haven't even done any of these things. But they are always in my replies. It's not just him. There's a few others, right? Who are always in my replies making shit up about me, claiming things that I did not do. And these are the haters that I see make the same accusations of Destiny. And so if they're lying about me, their odds are they're probably lying about other people too. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Credibility matters, gang. Don't give it away. A says, hey, Whick, why don't you provide a link to the tweet where you invited me specifically to a debate over this? Oh, I didn't invite specifically you. You've already been on, but you can jump in right now if you'd like. You have the thing to my stream. If I said that, I misspoke. I apologize. But I did invite that other guy, BK, whatever his name is. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. So BK says, nah, you're lying your ass off. because you know it's a bad look and you are a pure coward. So I said, one of us is lying, but it is not me, because you are a liar and you lie. You are welcome to come on my show about it anytime if you think I'm lying, and you'll be given every opportunity to point out my lie. If you don't trust me to moderate, I will go on any show of your choosing. That's the invite. And yes, it applies to you too, Ace, if I wasn't clear. But we can do it now if you want. I'm here, you're here. Let's go, man. Let's go. Come on. Come on, stream. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right now. Jump backstage. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm inviting you now. Let's go. Come on. One moment. Okay, let me use a restroom real quick too. So give me a second, please. Hold on. Give me 1 second, please. Let me change the... Nope, nope, nope. There we are. Can you hear me? Hello? You're muted on
Hello?
your... Oh, there you are.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of an echo, though. I don't know if it's you have my stream up or something.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
All right, you all set?
Give me one more second. Sorry, I just had to do a thing. Okay. I can still hear you. Or I can still hear me, the echo.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay. We'll give it a minute. Oh, I can still hear me. Damn.
You can still hear you?
Yeah. Is it your sensitivity, maybe? Are you using headphones or no?
Oh, hold on. Let me check something real quick.
Take your time. Okay, we can hear music. I don't think that's intended.
Yeah, not intended? Hold on, let me check something here real quick. Sorry.
You're just gonna rickroll me? You done? I'm gonna mute you till you're done rickrolling me. Is this all? Is it you came on to troll? He's still doing it. Okay. Well, wonderful. That was great. He just came on to rickroll me. Notice, again, he had no arguments. He was invited on but he wanted to do the Rick roll thing, and that's all. So, cool. Great. The level and competence of my enemies, gang. Doobie, you said I was dishonest. Jump on. Jump backstage. Hello.
Hello.
So
How
you
are you?
say I was dishonest about a few things.
Yes. Before we get there, though, I want to answer your question earlier. You said something. It was like the super chat was like, I think, given that Destiny and Dan have done all these things to people who haven't doxed him or whatever, doesn't that justify what this guy's doing? I want to be clear. I don't agree with going after kids or whatever at all.
So you
right?
just to be clear, you aren't applying that to him going after Nathan and doing all that bullshit, right?
Well, yes and no.
Yes
so I can
and
understand
no?
if let me explain. So I wouldn't do it. I don't agree with it. But if he's using the same standard that Destiny does, I think it does make sense because some of the people that Destiny's doxers encourage people to dox have children, have families. And all these people are put at risk by Destiny encouraging this community of like retards to go after them. So I don't think there's much wiggle room there, to be honest with you. I don't agree with it. I think it's all bad. But if that's the standard, then, that's the standard.
So just to be clear, you think that it is justified for the person I just talked to go after this Destiny's children because Destiny has gone after other people who had children?
No, I think you're misunderstanding.
No,
So
please.
I think if he's saying, hey, I'm going to use Destiny's standard, and Destiny's standard is I'm going to put entire families at risk because somebody criticized me on the internet, well then I don't understand why what he's doing is so much worse than Destiny. I wouldn't do it. I don't agree with any of it, to be clear. But if he's saying, hey, I'm just going to do what Destiny does, Destiny does.
Okay. So there is a difference between going after someone who has children and then going after that person might put that person's children at risk, right? Might or might not. We can just allege.
No, I think it does. I think it does.
Yeah, I'll just grant you it does for the purposes of discussion. But there is a difference between that and going after someone's kids directly. You understand that, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
So far as I know,
significantly, in my opinion, significantly worse and more condemnable than the other because of the direct versus indirect nature.
Yeah, if he'd actually followed through with doxing Nathan or whatever, and I think like there have been times where Nathan's come up in voice channels and whatnot, and I just said I don't feel comfortable talking about him or whatever, right? So I just don't feel comfortable even getting into whatever drama is there with Nathan, right? He's a young guy. People say
yeah, but to be clear, you brought this up, right? Like that's what we're talking about.
No. We're talking about it because the other guy brought it up and you were talking about it with him. So don't act like I just brought it up. But to be clear, I don't agree with going after Nathan. And now if the guy has actually gone after Nathan and doxed him or done anything like this, I would say that's much worse than what Destiny's done. So far as I know, he hasn't. And I don't know this guy. I don't know what beef you have with him. I just jumped onto the stream randomly, right? So far as I know, he hasn't done that. You didn't mention him doing this. He made a threat. So far as I know, he hasn't followed through with it. But Destiny's actually followed through with his threats and dox people and put people at risk. So I think that behavior is worse than just a threat.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I meant by that. I don't mean it's good. I wouldn't do it. I don't support doing it. But I think if he's saying I'm going to go by Destiny's standard, well, that seems to be the standard.
Okay.
So anyway, the next thing is there are a few things. So the dishonest thing is going to take us way back, way back. Okay. But I wanted to talk to you first about I was curious about your free speech liberalism thing. Because you said that he demonstrated that he didn't support free speech and he was not a liberal.
Yes.
But I did not. Can you flesh out what you meant by that? Because it didn't really make sense to me.
Certainly. So this goes back to the Nathan thing though, right? He says that because of Nathan's comments that he's going to people's employers and ensuring because of his speech that he is going to be punished for his speech by going to the people's employers and making sure he's not hired. That is antithetical to the idea behind free speech. Do you disagree?
How is it? So is it and because he's a kid, or is it because he's
It would be doing to anyone. If
okay?
he was like 80 years
Why?
old, right? If Nathan was 80 years old and you decided, hey, this person said something I didn't like, and I'm going to try to ensure that there are secondary sanctions put on this guy, right? Or not secondary sanctions, but there are sanctions put on this guy, right? And making sure he's never going to hold a job again because I don't like what he said. That is antithetical to free speech.
Yeah, I don't understand that, because like the typical line you hear from the left and the right about free speech is freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences.
Okay,
Right. So
there
as
are
long as they're
different
not
types of
government imposed consequences, if these are like social consequences, i.e., an employer doesn't want to hire you because you were saying crazy shit online, I don't see how that is contradictory to like free speech.
Because when you are seeking to enforce consequences and saying, not only am I going to let make these or let like society decide for themselves on what should happen, but I'm going to seek to impose these consequences on someone, right? I think that is antithetical free speech. Again, specifically, not for his actions, but for his speech, for his ideas, for the things he has said.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Okay, I don't like so
For
for
example, so like Wick, if I were
Yeah.
if I were on the internet, like imagine I'm some random guy, I'm on the internet and I'm harassing women online, calling them sluts and cunts or whatever, fucking with them, making AI revenge porn of them and posting it around to fuck with them. Like I think it'd be reasonable to track me down, and if I have an employer, to let them know what I've been doing, right? So that there's some kind of consequence, because what I'm doing is not legal. It's not illegal at that point, right? So to impose some kind of consequence, given that there's no legal recourse, I think it does make sense to say, hey, just so you know, guys, this person that you are family with or whatever is doing this crazy shit, which is a justification that Destiny uses to go after some of the people that he goes after, right? I think most of his justification is bullshit, to be clear, but that's the justification, right? These people are doing crazy things, so I'm going to dox them. And that's usually the justification when somebody gets doxed, right? It's like, hey, this person's doing terrible things. They're like a groomer or something, so everybody should know who they are. I think that makes sense. Like that is reasonable to me.
Okay, it might be reasonable to you, but it is not. We're not talking about like doxing and harassment. We're talking about, say you said, "Hey, I don't like women. I think women are yucky and gross, and I think they're less than men." You haven't harassed anyone. You haven't sexually assaulted anyone or anything like that. But this is an idea you have. And I go to your employers and I try to get you fired because you said that. Do you think what I'm doing is helping free speech or hurting free speech?
I think it's helping, actually. I would call it neutral, actually, because
neutral.
I think they're kind of disconnected from each other. Like, so if I say a thing and you disagree enough with what I say that you want people around me to know I said this thing, I mean, that's your free speech, right? That you have the freedom to express this thing.
But with the intent of getting them fired from their jobs or making sure that they're not employed.
Yeah, I think that's totally within the
boundaries. What about getting them arrested?
If they did something illegal. But I think you'd be crossing out of the free speech line there.
Why does the government being involved matter here?
Because if they've done something that would get them arrested, they're probably out of the bounds of freedom of expression. Right? They've probably actually harmed someone in some way. Because in the United States right now, for the most part, we still do have freedom of expression. Right? So if the government is involved and is arresting somebody for a thing,
sure.
they probably cross that line.
Say someone saw that a student visa holder had made a op-ed that was critical of Israel, and they said, you know what, I'm going to report this to the government and to try to get their student visa to be taken away so that they get deported. Would that be pro-free speech, anti-free speech, neutral free speech?
I think if the government has crossed the line into punishing that sort of behavior, I think the government itself is enacting an anti-free speech policy.
Okay, so this is happening. This is going now, right?
I know. Yes.
Yes.
So I agree that our government is not staying within the constitutional boundaries, I think.
Okay, but
that's pretty far from. But that's pretty far from like. Go ahead.
More than that, It's they are being critical and antithetical to the concept of free speech. So it's not just the law here. It's not just a legal thing. It's the idea of being able to speak your mind and not having society impose super amounts of consequences on you, right? Because you've simply spoken your mind, right? That is
Yeah,
the
but
free
Wick, there are
speech
plenty of
ideal.
things. There are plenty of things you could say that that society should impose consequences on you for. So, for example, if I were advocating just murder all white people or whatever, there should be a social consequence for that, right? So, like, and I don't. It would be weird to say that trying to enforce a social consequence or encourage a social consequence is is anti-free speech in some
It
way.
is though, because you
I
are
don't.
trying.
I don't
Because
understand it at
so,
all.
like, if I think if you are critical of Palestine or critical of Israel, I should say, and because you're critical of Israel, and I disagree with you being critical of Israel, I make sure to try to get you fired from all of your jobs to make sure that you're never employed again. That would be antithetical to free speech. It would be trying to punish you and impose the social consequences on you because we've disagreed with each other on a concept.
Yeah, and I disagree with that. So I think it's a bad thing to do. But I think while all that person is doing, this person who I disagree with, and I know this already happens, of course. People get like smeared as like an anti-Semite or whatever. But I think all that person is doing is using their freedom of expression to encourage a consequence for behavior that they dislike.
But
I disagree
they
with
are
it, but
doing
that is still
so
within the boundaries of free speech.
to
And I
silence
understand they're doing it to
others.
try to suppress a type of expression, of
Yes,
course.
they're trying to suppress a type of expression. Yes, that is anti-free
Yeah,
speech.
but that is something. No, because that is something you
Yes.
can do with your expression. So if like I said, if you're saying a thing that I disagree with, and I think you should stop saying this thing, I can express my belief that you shouldn't be able to say that thing, and people
I'm
should
not
punish you for saying that
trying
thing.
to get yes, I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying that you should get fired for doing so. I'm not saying that the government should arrest you for doing so. I'm allowing you to do it. I'm critical of it, but I'm not going around to all your employers and all your friends and all your family and saying this is what you're doing and trying to get them to impose social consequences on you. That's the difference.
Yeah, I don't see. To me, that what that means is like that you're using your freedom of expression to try to impose a social consequence, not a government consequence, and which it seems totally fine to me. Like I really don't understand why that's an issue or why that's like opposed to liberalism in some way.
It is antithetical to the concept of free speech to try to impose your will and in order to silence others, right? In order to stop them from speaking the thing that you don't want them to say, you are trying to get other actors to hurt them in some way. Not physically, perhaps, but socially, economically. That
So
is
if I just
clearly antithetical to
yeah,
free speech.
so if I was just like a total bigot against like pick a
Say you
group of
hated
people, right?
You hated Whick.
Yeah, say I hate white
specifically.
people, right? And I hate them a lot, right? I'm like posting male monkey memes and shit online constantly, and if anytime I meet a white person, I fucking call them some slur, right? Um, do you think it'd be wrong for people who have been subjected to that to let people know if they're going to interact with them, hey, don't interact with that guy. He's fucking crazy. He hates white people.
I think that there's a difference between saying, hey, this guy said this bullshit, and I think it's bullshit, versus I'm going to specifically find your employer and find your family, contact that family member or employer, and then let them know. I think there's a degree of distinction here that needs to be discussed, right?
Wait, but
In
if
one
you have a
case,
job where
you're saying, hey, I don't like you. I don't like what you say. Here's why I don't like it. Here's what I don't think you say. I think you're a bigot. I think you're a racist. I think you hate white people. Fuck you, right? That's a fundamentally different thing than saying, you know what, you said this, so I'm going to call your employer. I'm going to report them.
But Wick, like, so maybe you don't remember this. This is something that I remember. I'm sure nobody remembers this. Okay, a long time ago, Obama's I forgot what like Department of Agriculture. There were accusations that there was like this group of there's department in the Department of Agriculture that was involved with like loans, right, offering loans to farmers, and there were recordings of some of these people admitting to giving black people special treatment. Right? They got an application from a white farmer, they'd pass them up. They got an application from a black farmer, they give them the loan. It was that kind of thing. It was a big scandal a long time ago. And that became a big scandal because people blew it up, because people tried to impose social consequences, try to get them fired because they were interacting with the public. And because of their bigotry, they were harming people. Right? So if I have a job somewhere where I'm interacting with the public, my bigotry could harm the people that I'm interacting with.
Okay, but you
So-
understand the difference here, right? In one case, they were taking an action. In other words, they were hurting people, right? They were not just expressing an idea, but they were taking an action and hiring certain people and not hiring others, which isn't speech, it's an action. Whereas if they had simply expressed that that was their belief, and then you say, well, they believe this, so I'm going to try to get fired for believing this, there's a difference.
Yeah, but I mean, Wick, I think you'd agree with me that like speech can harm people, right? Like
It
that's
can.
yeah. So I
But
don't see how there's. I
It's
understand like
it's
one,
a different
like one,
type of thing than getting them fired from a job. Now, look,
Yeah,
free speech has
hold
its
on. So like, how
consequences.
do you?
Hold on. Free speech has its costs. People get hurt because of speech. That happens. But part of the idea of freedom of speech is recognizing that there are more harms that come from trying to suppress this quote unquote harmful speech than there are for letting the harmful speech go.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I
don't know.
This is where we fundamentally
Like
disagree.
where would we? Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally reasonable. Like otherwise, how do you adjust society to avoid like bad behavior, to stop bad behavior? So how do you keep white people from going around saying the N-word all the time, to like calling like black people monkeys and shit? Like you
So-
probably like socially punish them when they do these things, and then eventually they stop doing it.
Has that stopped?
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
it has
no,
not.
Of course it has. Of course it
Of
has.
course not.
Hold on, white people today are far less racist than they used to be. Racism is going to exist at some level, of course, forever, I think. But if you could compare today to like the fucking 60s, like, yeah, people are far less racist today. And using slurs and whatnot is
But
looked
that's
down
been
upon far more than it was back
that
then.
hasn't been a result of punishing slurs. It's been a result of raising people in an education system that, again, teaches equality in a way that wasn't taught back then.
Wait, but part of teaching that equality is to discourage the bad behavior, right? The usage of slurs or treating people like they're less than human or whatever, right? You discourage it by shaming people who do
You
that.
can discourage treating people poorly, but I don't think that discouraging talk and discouraging certain ideas is the same as getting them fired for it. Like there's ways of discouraging it that are acceptable and in accordance with, I think, free speech principles, and there are ways of discouraging it that would not be. So, for example, and I think you'd agree with me, this is just trivially true. If they decided any one time someone said the N-word that they were going to lock you up for a year, right? It would discourage it. It would discourage the behavior, correct?
Yeah, of
But it
course.
would be
but again,
antithetical to free speech, correct?
But I think when you start using the government to impose punishments like this, I think you're crossing the line out of freedom of expression. Because what the consequence we're really talking about, right? At least that guy was talking about, is another type of freedom of expression, right? I'm using my free speech to express this thing about you that you probably don't want people to know,
Okay.
right? Like
So-
that's
Yes, you are using your freedom of expression to express a thing, but you're going a step further than that. You are trying to pressure and coerce companies and other third parties in order to punish someone for the speech. And that's why I think it crosses the line.
okay. Yeah, I think we're just going to fundamentally disagree
we-
about
we are.
this.
So you said I was dishonest though. So obviously
that's-
I don't
that's
think you
gonna
said
take us way
that
back
was
in
the
the past.
dishonest part, right?
No. That's going to take us way back in the past, mister.
Okay, well,
Okay.
go for it.
Do you remember the Belgium, what was it called?
Yes.
Pogrom.
The
Belgian
riots
pogrom.
or whatever. The
Yes.
pogrom that they had.
Pogrom, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where they hunted
So-
Jews down in the street and beat them up.
yeah, that. So when you first streamed about that, right, you showed videos of people being chased around and beaten and whatnot.
Yes.
Claimed that they were like chasing Jews and they're trying to kill the Jews and whatnot in Belgium.
I don't know about. I said
Um,
they were trying to kill him, but they were absolutely beating him up.
I know there's a video of somebody getting hit by a car. You come there. There was like they were running over Jews with cars in
They were
Belgium.
throwing them in the river. They were beating the shit out of them. They were harassing them. All sorts of things.
Yeah. So you went through that. You talked about them running over Jews with cars because there was a video that was going on that people claimed was from there. So I dug into this afterwards. and I found that actually a lot of the videos that you played were this Maccabi soccer club, this Israeli soccer club, beating up Arabs because they were beating Arab taxi drivers in Belgium for like at least a week before that. And that's why this like actually set off was they were harassing the locals, attacking Arabs in the city, which is something they're known to do. And wherever the soccer club goes, there tend to be stories of them attacking Arabs and whatnot that they find because they're known to be extremely racist. It's so racist actually that they've actually been banned from going to different soccer events, right, in different countries because they attack the locals because they're very aggressively racist. So this soccer club, which is known to be racist and to attack people, there's videos of them attacking people. You play these videos, and you claim that it was actually Arabs attacking a Jewish guy.
They
When
were.
it was actually okay. The video that you played.
I don't remember the specific video I played, but there is a group chat that they had where the Arabs, these various people,
The Arabs.
were planning to ambush the Israeli soccer team, and we had
What's the
that on
context
record.
for that?
And I don't know if I showed that on screen or not. This was like a year ago, right? Maybe over a year ago. So I'm not sure on the details. Don't hold me to that. But I did look into it as well, and it was very clear these people purposefully targeted this soccer team before the soccer team had even landed, before anything had happened, and they were going to accost and harass them.
Yeah, that's not true. So if you look into this, you know that's not true.
Just to be clear, that was reported on the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, wait.
Are you saying they're lying?
I'm saying that you're misremembering or something.
Oh, maybe.
Because that group chat is from after they'd already been in the city attacking people. And the police had tons of reports of them attacking people and complaints about them attacking people and them attacking Arab taxi drivers that they were like randomly finding. Like, again, the video that I was referring to is a bunch of guys chasing another guy down the street. Those guys are wearing Maccabi soccer club jackets, right? And the guy that they're chasing is an Arab taxi driver. And you played that and said it was a bunch of Arabs attacking a Jewish guy.
I don't remember the specific video. If I got the video wrong,
I'm sure we can find it.
But I just want to be clear. The facts that you're laying it out are incorrect. The Wall Street Journal reported on this group chat, and this group chat is dated before any of this happened, right? Any of the issue that they had. One of the things that they were mad at was someone, I guess, took down a Palestine flag or something, and so they decided to go around and accost these people and beat them up. Now, am I saying that the hooligans did nothing wrong? No, I am not.
Okay, Whick.
But it's much like I don't justify, right? Because Destiny attacks someone's children or something, that you can attack their children. I'm also saying that even if the hooligans did something bad and maybe took down a flag or were violent in certain cases, that a lot of these people, right, were being accosted and saying, oh, are you with these people? You look Jewish, right? And there's videos of this, right, where they're accosting the people around them and they're beating them up. Like, did this person, right, in this specific incidents where they're just getting the shit kicked out of them, right, did they accost anyone in the streets? I'd have to have the videos up, and I don't. And this is what makes this conversation.
That's fine, but I need to do it. So you said one of the things they're upset about was them pulling down a Palestinian flag.
Or something like
right?
that. Again,
that's true. But that happened in the days leading up to the pogrom, quote unquote, because they were already in the city doing this for days.
Sure. Do you think that them taking down a Palestinian flag justifies them getting beat up?
No, but this is why I don't know why you're pretending that's all they did. I told you before, they were in the city attacking people for I think like 3 or 4 days, like almost a week. And there are tons of videos of this. In fact, some of the videos you showed was them attacking Arabs in the city because they're extremely fucking racist.
So one of the things, there were multiple videos that I showed and that came out. One of the problems is that a lot of the people who were getting beat up did not do any of that. So I would agree with you. If there were Israeli hooligans in the street beating people up, arrest them, fight back, whatever. But the problem that we had in this situation in Belgium, I think it was, right, is they were going to anyone that they thought was involved with this that looked or happened to be Jewish. And that's what makes it a pogrom. Because if you remember in the Crystal Knocked, in the broken glass, the night of broken glass, right?
Sure.
One of the things that was accused of happening is that a Jewish person had assassinated an official. That might have been true. But one of the things that makes it such a horrible incident is and many pogroms have the same kind of thing, is they use the bad actions of some Jews to justify attacking all Jews. And even though those bad actions might have been true, that might have actually happened, they're using that as an excuse to go after all of them. And that's what happened in the Belgium case.
Okay, so one, we don't know that. You don't know that all the people who were attacked didn't do something.
Well, you don't know that
either.
they did.
So, okay, but just claiming that they didn't is dishonest. You don't know that.
Okay, sure.
So,
But
so
you just
my
claimed that
understanding
they
of what
did,
happened.
right?
No, I didn't. I just said that I don't know that every single person that was attacked did something. What I'm telling you is that they organized this attack in response to about a week of them being attacked because they're Arabs, right, in the city. And these people are locals to the city who were there working and were attacked by the soccer club, who's known to go around attacking people all over the fucking world. Right, where they follow around their club, their soccer team, and they attack the locals, right? And if you have a Palestinian flag, they attack you. If you're Arab, they attack you. They attack their own fucking soccer team players if they're black or Arab. They're extremely fucking racist. So I understand. Yes, it's possible that some people were caught up in it who were not involved at all. My understanding is that they were specifically targeting people who were wearing the club's merchandise, right, and who were or who came out of the stadium on that side where this club was, right, because they were specifically targeting that club.
Do you think that
Right,
is
so-
selective enough? Do you think that's a fair thing to do to target? So say the Chicago Bulls, the basketball team, had been rowdy and beat up some taxi drivers, and as a counter to that, in protest and to fight back, a bunch of people got together and decided to attack anyone coming out of the next Chicago Bulls game that was wearing Chicago Bulls merchandise. Would that be something that would be okay to do?
In this
Would you
case,
participate in
potentially.
that?
Well, hold on. Not in the case you're describing, but in this case, potentially, because I think I showed you the video too of this crowd going into the stadium. I think the day before, or a few days before, singing that song was like, there are no children in Gaza because they're all dead, or there's no school in Gaza because we killed all the kids, or something like this, right?
Okay, so say the
And-
Chicago
wait,
Bulls
one
had
second.
said,
Wait,
we don't
let me
like
finish.
white people, and we want all white
Wait,
kids
let me
to
finish.
die.
Let me finish. So, and there are also videos of this group going around, and they seem very organized. If you watch the video I posted back then for you, which is some journalists from I think he was like German, but he was in Belgium, following this group around for like an hour, right? Following them with the police, seeing what they're doing, and they seem very fucking organized, right? They're going around attacking people, throwing fireworks, throwing rocks into people's windows and shit like this. It's a very organized group, right? So and they're all wearing the same fucking jacket, right? So if your goal is to attack that group, I think it might be reasonable just to attack people wearing that jacket. And that is
simply
very
reject
far
that
from like
level
a pogrom attacking all
it
Jews
is
because you just
pogrom.
want to kill Jews.
Like some Jews did a bad thing, so we're going to attack all the ones that look like them.
What
That's a
was
pogrom.
happening before a pogrom against Arabs?
What was happening before? If they were going around and a bunch of people were attacking all Arabs because some Arabs did a bad thing, yes, that's a pogrom too.
No, hold on. Not because the Arabs did a bad thing, but because they're Arabs and they fucking hate Arabs and they're racist. They were attacking the Arab taxi drivers, attacking people in the street.
If they're just attacking people because they're racist, right? That is the equivalent of, yes.
Okay, so what we're talking about now is
So can you pogrom people who pogrom you?
counter-pogrom?
Like,
A counter-pogrom?
or pogrom groups because some members of their groups pogromed you? Is that acceptable?
Like, yeah, are we talking about like a counter program now? So they were pogroming the Arabs. So the Arabs
Okay.
organized to fight back, and that's a pogrom.
A Republican
seems
beat up
ridiculous.
someone I love, and because of that, I'm going to find another Republican, right?
That's not at all comparable.
And then beat them up.
That's not at all comparable.
Yes, it
It's
is
not.
absolutely the thing.
It-
They
it-
saw
something
people
more
in a certain
comparable.
uniform related to a certain group do a bad thing, and I'm just granting you that's true for the purpose of the discussion.
But you don't need
And
to.
because
You can
they did
Google it.
that,
I showed you the
hold
videos
on, let
at
me
the
finish.
time.
Because they did that, they decided to go around and harass, beat up, throw in the river, hit with, like, all these things, anyone who happened to look like them.
So I think it would be more
I
comparable.
think that is a horrific type of mob vigilantism that leads to horrific things, and it did
I
on
agree.
that night.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Okay, whatever.
honestly.
I
Some people got
disagree.
roughed up. It wasn't that bad. Nobody was hit by a car, by the way. That video that they were posting around saying that someone was hit by a car was totally unrelated to that whole event. It was like for months before. It was some dude running over his wife and her like current boyfriend. Like it was nothing related to that at all. So they weren't running over Jews in the streets. That was a lie. I'm not saying you lied about that. I'm saying you were lied to about that and you repeated it.
I'd have to check.
So
I don't know.
that's fine. So I think what would be more comparable is like so January 6th, the Proud Boys are rushing into the Capitol, and in response, you round up everybody who's dressed like a Proud Boy, wearing the Proud Boy like jacket or whatever. That seems more comparable, right? Because there's an organized group doing a thing.
That would still be.
So
you
wanna
understand that
target-
would still be horrific, though. Because someone was wearing a Proud Boy T-shirt, that you decided to go and beat them up because
that's a different thing.
Proud Boy had done January 6th, even though they might not be the same person.
Not a Proud Boy. Not a Proud Boy.
A bunch of Proud Boys.
An organized group of hundreds of Proud Boys did a thing. So you're going to see a guy wearing a Proud Boy.
Even if they have
a
not
Proud Boy
been
jacket
there at all,
in the area. So you might assume, hey, this guy might be involved with this group.
That would be
terrible thing.
a bad assumption. And that is why mob justice is so dangerous, because people make
I
these
agree with
stupid
you,
assumptions.
But this is very far from like a Jew-hating pogrom.
They did hate Jews, and they did go on a pogrom against them.
No, nothing about this had anything to do with them being Jewish. It was because they were being attacked and they responded with violence.
They didn't respond with violence against the non-Jews.
They weren't being attacked by non-Jews.
Okay.
They were being attacked by the Maccabi soccer club. So and those people happened to be Jewish. So when they responded with violence, they were attacking Jews because Jews had been attacking them. It's like the way that you're framing this is like, can people just not respond to Jews with like violence from Jews with violence, or also like anti-Semites?
You can't respond to any group by going after members of the group that have not been directly involved in the thing that
we don't know that happened.
Are going after. You cannot do that.
We don't know that happened.
Okay. I strongly suspect, and there's strong evidence that did.
I don't think there is.
Because their way of differentiating was very, very loose and broad. They planned it days in advance. They targeted anyone wearing the merchandise. Why going to a soccer game and wearing the merchandise what manner of that suggests that they were involved?
It's a specific soccer hooligan club, Whick. It's a specific soccer that travels as a group together and does these things. They're an organized group. It's not just any Israeli guy just shows up wearing this.
Was everyone uniform. In the Macabre?
It wasn't even the team's uniform.
Well, just answer this question. Everyone in the uniform then? Is that your claim that every single person who wore that uniform that day was involved in the vigilantism, or not the vigilantism, the harassment that was going on in the city?
Pogrom. We called it a pogrom, remember?
Pogrom.
The anti-Arab pogrom.
Was everyone doing that?
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they weren't. Because the videos that I saw.
So just to be clear, just to be clear, what you're saying.
Let me.
Every single person that came out of the stadium. Let me finish, and then you can finish. I'll let you go. Every single person who came out of that stadium on that night who was wearing Maccabi, I don't know how to say their name. I'm terrible at pronunciation. The Israeli sports team merchandise was involved in violence against Arabs on the preceding days.
Again, I'd be very surprised if they were not, because if you watch the video that I sent you, Whick, this is a very organized group who was marching together down the street like a fucking military unit, and doing crazy shit, attacking people, throwing rocks through windows, setting shit on fire, shooting fireworks. It's a very organized group, right? So I'd be very surprised if, and again, they traveled together because they're all part of the same club. They're not just fans of the team. They're a specific soccer club that is known to do this kind of stuff. It's so known that they've been banned from going to specific countries because when they go there, they attack people.
You know what? I'm good with this delineation, and I'll let the audience decide how between us which is correct here. That's fine. What else you got for me?
Well, hold on. We need to get to how you were dishonest, because back then I showed you those videos.
Yes.
Because right now you're just like then you're just wrong, which is fine. But back then I showed you those videos. Right? I sent them to you, and I asked you if you would go on and show that actually what you showed was the opposite. You actually showed a bunch of Jewish guys attacking an Arab and said it was a bunch of Arabs attacking a Jew, and you refused to do it. You refused to clarify that for your audience. So your audience is still today. Whoever saw that,
refused. Can you show me where you showed me video that I believed you that was the case? Because again, Doobie, You have a habit of misrepresenting things.
That's not true.
It absolutely is.
No, that's not true.
So I'll give you one example. Earlier today in my chat, you said that you never said that you pulled some financial support from me. Is that correct?
No, that's not true.
Oh,
I said you're
we can bring
exaggerating.
up the chat if you
Hold
like.
on. Yeah, you can scroll up and find it. What I said is that I think that you're exaggerating, because what I actually said is that I'm just not going to watch you when you have Destiny on. I'll watch you.
Here's
other
what you
times.
said. And,
That's not
I'm
me
gonna
saying, hey, I'm going to
DM
pull
it to you.
financial support.
Yeah, you said and this is on the 3rd of January in 2025 on 2:28 a.m. You says, "Yeah, I've pulled financial support, to be honest, other than a couple donos on Whick stream the other day."
Wait, hold on.
That's what you said.
Yeah, send that to me.
Sure.
And what's the context for this?
Let me see. Hold on, let me DM it to you first. What's your new Discord? I keep forgetting. Hold on, let me find your new Discord. Can you send me a quick DM so I can find it quick? I got a lot of DMs. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
I know you don't want to.
No, I just found it.
Okay.
Right. So this is January 2nd of 2025. Now, Wick, I know that you and I have had conversations since then about specifically this. Right. So in this conversation, which is January
3rd. It's the 3rd.
Yeah.
Technically.
Well, for me, it's the 2nd actually.
Oh, well, sure.
'Cause I guess I'm 3 hours ahead of you.
Sure.
or
Oh yeah,
behind
you
you.
are in California. That's okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I was talking to someone in your chat, and I think this was when I was irritated because
Which is fine.
no, I was irritated because I felt like people just weren't addressing what Melina had said, right? Which is that her videos had been shared without consent. She said it like 3 times on the stream, and then nobody was confronting Destiny about it, and it really irritated me, right? So at the time, I think it's true that my decision was, okay, I'm just going to pull out, fuck you guys, right? But we've had multiple conversations since then, where I've made it very clear to you, yeah, I'm just not going to watch when Destiny's on. I'll watch other times. And I have watched and donated tons when Destiny's not on. So like so presenting that as, what Doobie said he's going to pull financial support is dishonest.
No, hold
Because
on.
you know,
no, it's not dishonest.
Yes, it is. Because you
donated
know,
hold on.
and I know that I've donated a ton when other streams are happening. I just don't watch when
You've
he's on,
donated
which is not a big
before,
deal.
but you've donated it. Look, when you said that I'm exaggerating, and then I pull up a quote of you saying the exact thing that I claim that you said, okay?
Wick,
that
this
you
was
said,
over a year ago, and we've had multiple conversations about this since then, where I've clarified to you.
You can
and
say
know
you've
this,
changed
again,
your mind, and that's fine.
But you know this, Wick. You know that I'm not doing that.
You
know
don't
that I have
donate
full
to me as
financial
much
support.
as you used to.
I don't
which
watch
is
as much
fine.
as you. I'm very,
it's
hold
okay.
on, Wick,
I'm not complaining about
Wick,
it.
I don't watch as much as I used to because I've been very busy since I retired. Okay, I retired.
Fair enough.
been
But
very
when
busy
I
doing all
say
kinds of shit.
that, hey,
So,
you said a thing, I notice a
Okay,
change
but
in your
Wick-
behavior, and then I
Wick,
pull up that thing that you said, and you actually said it, and I note the change in behavior, which you also note too, which you say is a different reason for it. How is that me exaggerating or lying?
okay, because Wick, like I said, you're pulling up something from January of 2025 when you and I have had multiple conversations about this since then, where I've clarified to you, and I think my behavior has shown that it's not that I pulled financial support, quote unquote. I just don't watch when Destiny's on. I told you that. Yeah, if you have Destiny on, I'm probably not going to watch. If you have other people on, I'm going to watch, and I donate. No big deal. Like, that's
just
not
saying.
me
I
pulling
said you
financial
said a
support or
thing.
threatening to pull.
You said that thing.
Okay, but but now you're being dishonest. You're being dishonest again, right? Because you're
I'm not
pretending
being dishonest.
that
You keep claiming.
but you
this is
are,
why I
though.
don't look. This is
But,
the
okay,
problem
but
I
Wick,
have, and
but
why I'm
Wick,
going to
I don't. How do you not
double-check
see how
every
this
claim
is
you make,
dishonest, Wick?
right? I'm going to have to double check every claim you've made today, right? Is because you continually misrepresent
Wick,
things.
how do you not see how this is dishonest? So
Because
I said a thing.
you said a thing.
Not even to you. Hold on.
I
Not
claim
even to you, by
said
the
that
way.
thing.
Hold on.
It
Wick.
turns out you said that
God.
thing. You have noted
Wick.
that there's been a change in your behavior, right? You agreed
It has
to that.
nothing to do with you.
You can claim that, but
Oh
I
my
am
God.
going on what you've
Okay.
said and what you've
Wick.
done.
This is ridiculous. You know this is ridiculous, right? So you're saying in January 2025, I wasn't even talking to you, by the way. I was talking to somebody else in chat in your server. Anybody can
But
pull up the
you understood
the
this was talking
conversation.
about me, and it was in my server where
Hold
I
on.
could see it.
Hold on. No, it wasn't just about you. That was about anybody who was still platforming Destiny at the time. I
But
don't think that was
you
specifically about you.
mentioned me in the.
Yeah, other than a couple donuts to Wick, but I wasn't talking just about you, right? I was talking about everybody in the space.
And after
really, 'cause
you
I was
said, but
irritated
that
with
was for
everybody in
Mara
the
to see
space.
if Whick would read them, and then you do
Yeah.
the emoji with the shrug. That
Yeah,
implies
and again-
hold on. Is
but
that
again-
not
oh, God.
implying that you have pulled financial support to me to some degree?
Wick, again, you and I have had multiple conversations since then about specifically this, and you know that that the conversations that we've had is not that I'm pulling for support or whatever. It's me saying, if you have Destiny on, I'm probably not going to watch. If he's not on, I'll watch and I'll donate now and then. That's just very different from a year, like months before that. You said another thing. Well, apparently my mind is changing. You're aware of my mind has changed since then, because my behavior has changed. And again, we've had the conversation multiple times. So saying that I've threatened to pull support, I've said I'm going to pull support, ignoring everything that happened after that, months and months of shit after that, is ridiculous.
May I just rewind the tape a little bit and remind you of the context in which I made that statement? Is when I had that Skeet guy on, and I asked him a direct question: do I have a financial incentive in order to not platform Destiny, right? And my evidence for that, or one portion of evidence for that, is that by platforming him more, right, or having him on still, that I am getting less money than I would have from other sources. And I used you as an example. And I said, accurately, that you said that you would, A, not watch me when Destiny was on, and you can't give me money if you're not watching me. I guess you could technically, but you understand that wouldn't happen. And two, that you said that you pulled financial support because of it. Both of those things were true.
Okay, Wick, this is what I mean when I say that you're dishonest.
Okay.
Right? Because like we just went over, you and I have had multiple conversations since then where I've made it clear that obviously I haven't pulled financial support because I've donated to you a fuck ton since then, right? In fact, I think I've donated to you more since then, since before that. Maybe that come because Tally was on, and when you had Tally on, I'd fucking donate all the time just a shit talker. Right?
Okay, so just to be clear, earlier in this conversation that we just had, you admitted that you donated less because you're busy and you don't watch as much.
No, that's not what I said. Look, I said, you said that I've donated less. I said that I'm watching less because I'm busy. So if I've donated less, that's why.
Okay. But you didn't specifically say I donated less because I'm busy. But after I say that comment, you say, I'm busy, so I watch less. This implies that these things are connected. At least to me.
Obviously, if I'm not watching, I can't donate.
Yes, exactly.
It has nothing to
so
do,
you claim there's a
nothing to
different
do, but wait, that has
reason
nothing to
for that,
do-
which might be
that's-
very
oh,
well
God.
be true. But
But
that
wait,
doesn't
that's
want
nothing-
make what
oh,
I
God.
say dishonest
Wick.
or an exaggeration.
No, hold
I'm
on.
just
It's dishonest.
giving you what's actually happening.
Wick, again. It's dishonest because you know that we've had multiple conversations about this specific thing since January 2025, where I've made my stance clear to you, which is not that I'm not going to donate or whatever. It's just that I'm not going to watch when Destiny's on. That's it. And if you have somebody else on, other people on, I will watch. And I would probably donate if I feel like there's something I want to say.
I just, again, I think it's pretty clear, which is, again, you're right. I'm not complaining about this. You are free to donate or not donate. And
No, but I think you're
you've done for
intentionally
me.
like
hold on, I want to be clear.
reframing it.
I want to be clear. I do appreciate when you do donate to me. I do. And I know we have differences of opinions on many things, but you're one of the few people who will consistently come on and actually have a conversation with me about the things we disagree with. And that is, again, commendable. It is something I support and something I'd like to see continue to happen. That said, if you never donate another dime to me, that's your choice. I'm not going to complain about it. And that's fine. I would like for you to give me all your money, but that's not going to happen either, right? But here's the deal, right? Like, to claim that I'm dishonestly framing this when I'm simply quoting you and I'm simply going through, again, what has changed as I've seen it in my behavior. Now, you could say I'm wrong. You could say, well, actually, no, I did it for another reason, and I had changed my mind, and I had relaxed on this a bit. That's fine.
Wait,
but
wait,
do not imply.
We don't even need to do that, though.
Do not
because I
imply
didn't.
or do not say that I am lying or being dishonest or deceptive, because I am not.
Okay, but Wick, we don't even need to do this because I didn't retire until until January of this year, actually, early January of this year.
Sure.
So you had almost a year or about a year after I made that comment to see that actually I was still watching and still donating all the fucking time. It's just been the last few months I haven't been around too much, right? So you know that is not true. So if you're saying, oh, in the last few months, I mean, I'm not aware of anything that's changed in the last few months. You have Destiny on just like you did before. And my stance is the same. I'm just not going to watch when he's on. So nothing has changed there, right? So, and I think I've demonstrated throughout the year that I will donate when he's not on, like I usually do. Not because you don't have him on, but just when I find something that I want to say or I want to mock somebody. If you have Tally on, I would donate a lot. Please don't have her on. She really fucking irritates me. But if you did have her on, I would donate it a lot just as shit talker. To be
Look,
honest with you.
I don't know what happened to Tali. I don't know why she decided to ghost me. I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
it's weird.
But it'd be like so. There's if I could find you in chat saying he had to kill her, for example, and I said, oh, Whick, well, you said he had to kill her, and I totally ignore everything that happened before that, everything that happened after that, and I just said, well, Whick, here you're saying he had to kill her. Like, that'd be extremely fucking dishonest, right?
It would depend.
That's what you're doing right now.
It would depend. If your claim was that I had said that and I said no, I didn't, or I'm exaggerating, then I would be lying.
No, hold on. What it would be was, oh, Whick, well, you thought he had to kill her, and I would be like, oh, well, Whick, here you are saying he had to kill her.
He had to kill her.
Right?
If I said that, I probably meant it.
No, you didn't. Because
it depends.
I'm looking at it right now. It's something I'm taking totally out of context.
So I don't think what I said was
ignoring
out
the
of
prior
context.
Ignore everything that happened. Well, it is though, because
Hold on.
the proper
the context of
includes,
your statement. Okay. Let's go read it. Actually, did consent. So it's talking about the Melina situation. So you're saying the issue is initially there was no solid evidence that any of these people actually didn't consent to the videos being shared, just strong intuition based on prior interaction convos. Now Melina has said she didn't consent to it, so it's been reignited. Another guy says, I don't know, it's not worth my stress. Don't watch them if you think it maligns their character that badly. And you reply, yeah, I pulled financial support, to be honest, other than a couple donos on Whick's stream the other day, but that was primarily to see if Whick would read them. How is that out of context?
Okay, Whick, I think you would agree with me that the context includes not only before but after, and the year since that comment, right? In the year since that comment, have I pulled support?
I have noticed a reduction in money from you, but that's okay. I'm not complaining about that. It annoys me because it's coming off as if I'm complaining about it, but I'm not.
Okay, it's fine. I'm not saying
I know I can see the
complaining.
audience typing their bullshit.
Fuck the audience.
Yeah,
fuck the
true.
audience.
True. This is where we all agree. Fuck those guys.
Okay.
Chatters are lessers, but yeah.
Okay, so the reason that I'm sticking on this, right, is because my issue again is that we've had conversations about this exact thing, right? And I think that was actually before. I need to double check because I think I actually posted a clip of the dono that I made, right, that I was referring to, where I was saying I was pleasantly surprised that you read it. I think I said I was annoyed by chat's reaction to it or whatever. I think that was before I donated, while you had Destiny on stream, I donated like $20 to have you read out the Melina thing on an alt account.
I don't remember the timing, honestly.
I think it was after. Because at that point I knew you'd read it, right? Because I tested before donating while you were on another panel. So again, I think I demonstrated since then. Again, I think we've talked about this since then, and you know that is not my position. My position is just I don't watch when he's on, and it's very simple, very straightforward. So I feel like presenting that as if like,
but I don't know that's your position.
Doobie said doesn't pull
support. Why, because these conversations that you said we had, I don't remember them. It's possibly had them.
They're in our DMs. They were in chats. They're in your voice channel.
I'll go look after this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember.
And the reason, and I remember a specific time this came up is what's his face? Destiny was saying that I went to Erudite, to Connor, to Pisco, and to you, and tried to pressure you guys not to have him on, right? And I spoke to Connor about it. I spoke to Erudite about it. I don't think I spoke to Pisco about it. I messaged him about it. He didn't respond to me. And I spoke to you about it. And I asked all of you guys if that was true. I felt like it. Yeah.
I felt
like, and it might have been on another account.
Remember this.
I've had like 2 accounts since then.
I don't remember this interaction. I do know you have donated to me since saying that, but I always put it down to you not being able to help yourself when you get annoyed.
Oh, no, that's not it. I have very good impulse control. Okay.
Hold on. You just said that you hated Tally, but then you continued to donate it to Shit Talker. And I don't know if that's...
That's not bad impulse control. That is me choosing to spend money to Shit Talker because it entertains me. That's all that is. In fact, somebody in chat said a bit ago that Tally's been defending Epstein and Weinstein for some reason. If that's true, please have her back on because that's really funny.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, if
Oh,
that's
that's
true,
good.
please have her back on because it's super funny.
I'll ask and see what she has to say. I see. Here's the thing. I don't usually DM people if they stop DMing me. Does that make sense? Like if they stop
Yeah.
contacting me or whatever, I just let them be. Right? I don't know why, but okay. If that's what you don't want to talk to me anymore, that's okay. I won't. But we'll see.
Okay.
But can we just?
So
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, so I again disagree with the framing of it, but it's fine. If that's genuinely how you feel and that's how you're reading it, fine, I'll accept it.
And just to be clear
Despite
to my
the
audience,
massive,
this isn't the guy that hates me. That was the other guy.
No, I do hate Whick. Fuck you, Whick.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
joking. I'm joking.
Should I try this ace guy on again? Just to.
I was actually going to say, despite the massive ideological disagreements that we have, right? I do think you're an Israel sweeper, which is worse crime than being a Destiny sweeper, to be clear. Though he's pretty bad too. Despite the massive ideological differences we have, I do like you. I don't hate you.
Well, thank you.
I do want you to be
that.
successful. You know, so like, I'm not like trying to take you down or whatever the fuck. It's nothing like that. We just disagree about things. I disagree with lots of people. No big deal.
Okay. Let's see if this ace guy will troll me again with the.
Okay. Should I drop out? I'll leave you guys to it.
Okay. Bye, Doobie.
Bye.
Hey, Ace. Here's your chance to redeem yourself. Can you get a W finally? We'll find out. Go ahead. You're muted on your end. You gonna rickroll me again? You wanna get me? Epic troll? Gonna read Grok for another 20 minutes? What's going on? He might do it again. I don't care. Good content for me.
Hey, Wick. So first off, I'd like to thank you for using Grok yourself to completely legitimize its use. So any attempt of you to complain about using it just makes you a complete hypocrite and a liar.
Hold on. Do you understand that speaking someone's language, like if someone only speaks a certain language and only addresses things in a certain way, that it is no sin or crime or even legitimizing to speak in that same language?
No, that's exactly what you argued against, though, with regards to that one dude that was basically doxing Destiny's kid because Destiny was doing it to everyone else. That's him speaking Destiny's language. So now you're lying about that.
Well,
so
you don't understand the difference here between speaking a language versus going after children? Do you think it would be okay if your language... Do you think I meant that...
You know, Wick, I think it's very funny that a rape lover like you seems to be... Yeah.
Do I love to rape or do I love to be raped?
Oh, you defend rape you defend the concept of rape. Of
I defend the concept of rape.
Without their informed consent.
Sure. When or how have I defended the concept of rape? Go for it.
Oh, yes. You did that when you claimed that it wasn't real rape for a trans person to pretend to not be trans in order to sleep with people who would refuse consent had they known. You did this during your debate with me, the last one. You know, the one that you like to pretend that you won.
You have the clip of that, of me saying that that's okay?
Yeah, you claimed, I don't really know that it's rape, though. And that's you essentially downplaying and defending it by claiming it's not real rape.
Do you think I can be against something and say, well, while this is evil and wrong, it's not technically rape? Do you think that that's a position I could have that would be okay?
But at that point, you're still claiming it's not real rape, and that's the problem.
Why is that a problem?
You're still downplaying it. Because you're claiming it's not real rape, you are therefore defending it by redefining it in such a way that it, in your mind, does not constitute rape.
Okay.
Therefore, you are defending that particular example of rape.
That's
yes,
just defining. When I say
by that logic,
hold on, the guy who got killed, right, was stabbed to death, and you say he got hit by a car, and I say, actually, no, he wasn't hit by a car, he was stabbed. Is that me defending people hitting people with Holocaust?
It is, in fact, them defending it. You're just denying that.
Hold on, again, answer my question. If someone is stabbed to death, and you claim that they're hit by a car, and I say, well, actually, no, they weren't hit by a car, they were stabbed to death, do you think that that's me defending people running over people with cars?
No, but then again, you're not talking about a situation.
When I say, hey, this thing, even though I agree it's wrong and you shouldn't do it, is not technically rape, is that me necessarily defending rape?
I mean, if you're talking about a situation in which a person is engaging in sexual acts with another person without their informed consent, and having sex with people without their informed consent is an example of rape, then yes, at that point you are trying to redefine what is and is not rape in order to defend this
So
particular
I'll
example
ask you the
of
same
rape.
question I asked in our last conversation, right? If I tell a woman, I go up to a woman in a club, I'm like, hey, baby, I am rich. I have a Corvette. I am a millionaire. And over the course of the night, she is like, ooh, he's a millionaire. And then she sleeps with me because she thinks I'm a millionaire. Have I raped that woman?
Would she have refused consent had she known that you weren't?
Maybe. Probably even.
Do you have reason to believe that she would have refused consent?
Sure,
had she
maybe.
known?
Probably even.
Then at that point, yes, because you have, by your own admission, deliberately and willfully misled her to engage in sexual act that she would not have consented to had she been properly informed. She was not
So
given
what if
the proper information
what
to
if a
give
woman-
informed consent.
Okay, what if a woman's wearing a lot of makeup, okay? And it's hiding a lot of her flaws. That
Okay.
if I didn't know about, if she didn't have the makeup on, she wouldn't look as pretty to me, and I probably wouldn't sleep with her. She doesn't tell me she's wearing makeup, and I'm a stupid guy, so I can't tell. Has she raped me?
Does she know that you would have refused consent had she known?
She has strong reason to suspect.
Did she deliberately? So therefore,
Yeah, she deliberately put on the makeup, and she deliberately refused to tell me about the makeup.
with the specific intention that you would sleep with her.
She's trying. Yeah, she's trying to get the Whick bag. Okay, she's trying to bone Whick.
I mean, I don't see how that's really possible. You're not exactly a looker man. But
Maybe
to
not.
answer your question, I mean, to be fair, Whick, you got a hairline that's receding more than Mussolini.
Maybe.
So, and I've seen your hairline, man. It's receding.
Yeah,
But
yes, it's my hairline. But
Yeah, I
again,
know.
answer the question: has that woman raped me? The woman who wore makeup.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that's insane. I disagree with that definition of rape. I don't think
Right.
that's
So
rape.
you definitely. So to be
you
clear,
can say that this is deceitful, and you can say that even that it might be wrong, and it is, to be clear, but it's not rape.
therefore, your argument is that it's not rape to sleep with someone without their informed consent.
I don't think that wearing makeup to cover flaws, that if you hadn't been wearing makeup, that they wouldn't sleep with you, is denying them informed consent. No.
Except you know that in that situation they would have refused consent.
Yeah, I don't
had
think
they
that's
known.
rape. I think that's wrong to deceive people, but I don't think it's rape. No, not rape.
So you can lie to a person.
You could say it's a sexual crime. You could say it's real assault of some sort even, but it's not rape. Rape is a very specific thing, and that is not it.
So wait, let me give you this hypothetical. Let's say you went to a prostitute and you slept with her when she had the expectation that you would be giving her money, but you lied about that.
Yeah.
Have you raped her?
No, I've stolen from her.
What have you stolen?
Money.
Really?
I owed money for a transaction. I refused to pay that transaction. That is theft.
All right. So let's say it.
Hold on, you recognize that your little hypothetical there didn't have the result you were looking for. It made you look fucking stupid.
No, it makes you look like a fucking rapist, which you
makes
probably
me look
are.
like a fucking rapist because I define refusing to pay for a service as theft rather than rape.
Well, you also kind of look like a rapist because, well, since I work at a prison, I happen to know you look a lot like a pedophile. You sound exactly like one, too. You sound like this one guy that we have in there that's in there for sodomizing infants as well as a dog. So it seems like... So you just remind me a little bit of him there. I think
Do you
it's
think
something
about
about
sodomizing infants often?
No.
No?
Do you?
How often do you do it?
How often? No, I don't. When
you
do you?
don't think about it at all? Then why'd you bring it up?
Because that's what he was in there for.
Oh, okay. Go on.
So why are you thinking of sodomizing infants right
I'm
now?
not. Wick, read
You
the
just
super
brought it
chat.
up. You just brought it up. According to your logic.
Hold on, let me make a little money.
Actually,
$5.
no, I'm not going to hold on. I'm going to talk over you in this situation. Since you tried to argue that merely bringing something up means that you are automatically thinking about something or imagining something. You have
I'm
therefore
fucking with
made
you,
the argument
man.
that you yourself have
I'm
actually
fucking with
thought
you.
about
This
that
is me
thing
being
yourself.
a fucky wucky boy and fucking with you because I don't respect you. I think you're a horrible shit person. So I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I am fucking with you. Congratulations. Thank you for finding that out.
Okay, I know, but it's just weak and pathetic. $5 from Gelatinous Rube. Whick, was
Except
the
no,
Showa...
I'm not going to actually do that.
Hold
I'm
on,
going to
was the
talk over
Showa
you again.
essay?
Sorry, man.
Easy question,
But
or are
here's
you
the
defending
thing,
it?
right?
Was it
When you
essay,
do
or
that,
are you defending it? Thank you
are
for this
still
glorious content
arguing in
bounty.
favor of
What
rape
is the
by
Showa?
trying to argue
Hold on, what is the
that
Showa?
this is
Can
not
you
real
explain?
rape in your eyes. You are so pro-rape, Whick, that you will redefine it in such a way as to defend certain forms of it.
I'm not redefining it because it's not
Yeah,
rape.
you did. You just argued that it's not real rape
No,
to sleep with someone
a woman
without their
wearing
informed
makeup,
consent.
wearing makeup to change their appearance, because if they had not been wearing makeup, the man wouldn't sleep with them, is not raping the man. That is, your definition you are using implies that that would be a rape, and you even admitted that you would think that was rape. I
Yes.
reject that notion. That definition
so
you were
here-
using
okay.
is insufficient. It is wrong. What we have to do
let's provide
is define
another
it in a
hypothetical.
way
Let's
so that
provide
rape,
another hypothetical
right,
for you,
isn't
since
someone
you want to
wearing
still
makeup.
argue this point that informed consent is not important in your eyes. So
Hold
let's
on,
take another
hold
hypothetical.
on. You lied just there. When
No,
have
I
I
didn't.
said
You
that informed consent
legitimately
is not
said-
important?
When you argued that it is not an example of rape for a woman to deceive someone to sleep in order to sleep with her who
Okay,
would have refused
that is not
consent
me
had they
saying-
been properly informed.
You understand that is
taking
not
the
me saying
argument
that it is not
that you are
important.
taking up
I
the
am
argument
saying
you do
that
not
it is not
believe that
rape.
the
And these are
definition of
different
rape
statements, but you
includes
continually
informed
misrepresent
consent.
my
Informed
statement
consent
in order
is
to make
not
your
a
point, because you
valuable
have to lie
concept
about what
in
I
your
say
eyes.
in
And
order to make your
because
point.
it is
You
not
are a
valuable
liar, sir.
concept in
You
your
are a
eyes,
liar and a
you
fraud.
therefore have taken
You
up the
continually
position
lie
that it is not
constantly,
real rape
all the
in
time,
order to
about
lie,
me, about
in order to
Dev,
gain
about
false
all these
consent,
people.
consent
You
that has not
cannot
been through
and are not
informed
capable
consent,
of
and therefore it is
understanding
not
that
informed
you are
consent.
lying. You are doing it now. When you claim that I said, and you will never find a clip of me saying this, to be clear, that I don't think that consent is important, you are incorrect. What I'm saying is that when you wear makeup to look different, to sleep with someone as a woman, you are not raping the man.
If you did it deliberately in the specific context that we have provided, on the grounds that he would have refused consent had he known, then yes, you have created the conditions where you have argued that informed consent does not really need to be part of the definition of rape in your mind.
Okay,
It is
but
not
that's
part
not
of
the
it.
claim you made. That's not the claim
Yeah,
you
it
made.
is.
The claim
Yes, it
you made
is.
is I said that informed consent is not important.
I said you argued it.
Huh,
And yes,
you-
you
yes,
did argue that
it's
informed
not.
consent is not informed.
Informed consent is not important. That's
Congratulations,
what
you just
claim I
admitted
said.
I'm right.
But that is not what I said.
Right.
I said
so-
that informed consent is not the sole thing that you need to have to question when it comes to the concept of rape. Otherwise,
You do need
a
it,
woman
though.
who wears makeup would be raping a man, and that is farcical on its face.
if you can prove that she deliberately misled the man in order to sleep with her, and the man would have refused consent had he known, and she knew that he would have refused consent had he known, then yes, you are taking up that position. This is like imagine, or to put it, let me provide you another hypothetical since you want to try to pull this whole line.
Go
here.
ahead. And I'm asking the audience, if you think that a woman wearing makeup is rape, hit yes. If you think it's not, hit no. Go ahead. I'm just curious what the audience thinks. But
So
go ahead,
here's
give me
what
your
I'm going to tell. Okay, so let's say hypothetically that you, Whick, decide to wear a mask of a woman's husband in order to convince her to sleep with you, thinking that it's her husband. And she does. And she would not have refused consent had she known it was you. Did you rape her in that situation?
I think there's a stronger case that you have, yes.
Except it's the same principle
It
as
is
the
not
makeup
the same
situation.
principle. In one
Yes,
case,
it is
it's not
misleading
just
the
that you are
person.
deceiving them. It's you're deceiving them in such a way that I think passes a certain threshold. There is things called thresholds.
So in other words, you don't actually have a principle, you have thresholds.
Principles include thresholds in many cases. So I have a principle against violence, but there are certain thresholds you could pass where my principle includes this is where it's okay to do that violence. When it comes to the concept of rape, I can say that deception is wrong, evil, and bad. But not all forms of deception when it comes to sexual intercourse are rape.
Except
Do you understand the concept?
All right, so your definition.
Do you
in other
disagree
words,
with that concept?
Yes, because you're now arguing. Now you're arguing that your definition of rape is sleeping with someone without their informed consent, unless it's not that important for the informed
That's
consent
not what I'm
section.
arguing, no.
Yeah, you are though. That's exactly what you argued with the whole threshold position there. You're arguing that the informed consent of a person that wouldn't have slept with someone because they had makeup on, and they wouldn't have slept with someone had they known they're less good looking than they are. You're saying that that threshold is not important enough to be real rape in your eyes, as opposed to someone disguising themselves as
Yes,
someone else.
I think that if I
so.
go to a
Therefore,
woman
you have
and I
actually taken
say,
up the
hold on,
argument.
if I go to a woman,
No.
and
You
I say,
have
let me finish
actually
my, you're
taken
gonna
up
let me
the
finish
argument.
my thought. If I go to a woman
Therefore,
and I say,
that
hey, look,
you believe
hey, look,
that
if
your
I,
definition of rape
if I,
is that it is
I am
that
super
sleeping
good
with
in
someone
bed.
without
I
their
am
informed consent,
an
unless that
excellent
informed
lover,
consent doesn't
and I turn out
magically
not to be an
cross
excellent
your
lover.
arbitrary
I've not raped
threshold.
them.
So therefore,
Okay, that's silly.
Yes, you are silly, and that's my entire point. That's my entire critique.
I don't think
of
you have a point, man. I don't think you have a point. I think you're fishing
But that's your
for
argument.
a win. You haven't gotten a win yet.
No, I got it. I already got
yeah?
it. You redefined.
Okay.
Yeah, you tried to defend that. So thanks, man.
I tried to defend, again, I will defend it not being rape. I
Yes,
won't
we know.
defend it being okay.
But that's still you defending it.
No, it's
problem.
not. It's
All right,
claiming,
So
no, they
Holocaust
weren't
deniers
stabbed.
say
They
that
were
6
hit by a
million is too high
car.
number, and
It's
that a lower number is
different.
more
It's
accurate.
defining
that is not
a
defending
word.
it, according to you. That is still them saying it's bad. It's just them saying it's not as bad. It's the same principle, except the problem is we both know they're defending it.
It is not.
You're basically the
You
Holocaust
are
denier.
having to lie about this in order
I'm
to
not
get a
lying about it.
point. I am in
I'm
no
not
way
lying about it,
defending
Whick.
this behavior. I am simply trying to accurately define that behavior.
Okay, so then therefore you believe that people that say 6 million is too high a number is not people defending the Holocaust.
In and of itself, no. It's the other things that come along with it.
You mean like other things like what you've done by redefining rape?
I am not redefining rape. I am correctly
have.
defining it. And you were trying to
No, you're
redefine it so that a woman wearing makeup is raping a man. And that's farcical on its face.
I mean,
It's insane.
Again.
You understand that it's an insane position to have, to believe that every woman who has worn makeup in order to look different and more pretty than they happen to be, that they don't think that if they wore their natural look that a man would sleep with them, so they pretty themselves up and wear makeup in order to look better than they are so that the men would sleep with them. You are accusing all those women of being rapists. You understand how crazy a position that is.
are you saying that women wear makeup just to seduce men?
In many cases, not only, but in many cases, that's what they do. Yes. Do you think women don't like sex? Well, maybe you do, because you can't get any, right?
No, I
but
do know
women
that they
want
like it,
to
but-
have sex with men. And in order to do so, they try to make themselves look prettier than they are. One of the ways they do that is through makeup. That is not rape.
I mean, again, if we're going to assume, right, that this woman did it with the implication that the man would have refused consent had he known,
Yeah,
and
that's just
deliberately
insane.
withheld that information, and you're deliberately ignoring this part the whole way through, I notice, because it kind of destroys your argument, because we're talking about at that point informed consent and how important informed consent is, and that's why you're deliberately trying to actually ignore that portion of it.
No, informed consent is important, but lack of informed consent does not necessarily imply it's rape. It does necessarily imply that it's
Yes, it
probably
does.
wrong and something has gone wrong and some evil action has been done. But rape is a specific thing that does not necessarily mean, again, if we imply that informed consent or lack of informed consent is the
All
only
right, so how
stipulation
can
to
we-
say
hold
something
on,
is
how
rape
can we-
or not, and you say that deceiving someone in such a way that wearing makeup implies a lack of informed consent, I just fundamentally disagree with you.
Except
I
I
think your
didn't
definition
say
is
that.
lacking.
Except I didn't say that.
You
and you're too
did
retarded
when
to
you
realize.
argued that a woman who wears
Nope.
makeup in order to look prettier to sleep with men
Nope.
is a rapist.
Nope, I
You
did not say that.
absolutely did.
Nope, because we are
It's
talking
in the
about
clip.
informed
People can see it. You're fucking lying.
Yes,
Again.
people can see.
Yes,
where I
because you are a fucking
explicitly
liar.
said, no, I'm not.
You
You're
are a
lying.
liar and a fraud.
No,
you're a
you're the
soulless
rape lover
husk
here.
who does not deserve
Hey,
anything
rape lover,
good in
how many
life.
children have you
You
sodomized this morning? Was
continually
it 2 or 3?
lie about people. You misrepresent them, and you
Whatever
do
you say,
it
rape lover.
continuously in a way that is pathetic and
Okay,
gross.
rape lover.
You do it to Deb.
Okay, rape lover.
You're doing it to me. You
Yeah,
are
but you're a rape lover.
bad
Who the fuck
person.
cares about you?
You are a fucking idiot. You're a
You're a rape
moron,
lover.
and you're evil and a retard.
You're a
I
rape
wouldn't
lover.
be
Who the fuck cares
surprised
what you think
if the
moral
FBI
life is?
found things on your computer that they shouldn't.
Maybe I should ask the FBI if they should have a look at you, rape lover.
You can. I'll tell you what. We could both submit our hard drives. You're willing to take that deal?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, you first.
Of course, me
Suggested.
first, because you're gonna run. Because you're
No, I'm
gonna
not.
run. Oh, someone has stuff on their hard drive that they don't want seen. Oh, look at what we got here.
I don't, man. You can go ahead and call the FBI on me if you want.
I'm not gonna do that. We
Really?
had a deal. We're gonna submit it at the same time.
All right, let's see where your FBI office is.
Okay. You first, ha ha ha. Yeah,
So
you
you
got
want me to
you
dox
just like
myself
this
to
is
you.
funny. Now this is pod racing. True. But here, at the end of the day, I think this is funny, and thank you for coming on. You're a great example of the caliber of the people who are on the other side of me.
I mean, you're
You
still
are an
trying to lie about me
excellent-
by claiming
I'll have you on
that
anytime,
it's
by
not
the way.
real.
You're
You're
an
trying to lie about me by
excellent
saying that I
example
claim that all
of
women that
the
wear
right
makeup are
wing
rapists, when
and
in reality,
their ilk.
I was very specific in
Continuously
talking
lying,
about a
saying that
hypothetical
women
in which a
wearing
woman,
makeup is raping men.
wore explicitly
continually
to deceive an
misrepresenting
individual who
people,
she knew would not
continually
have slept with her had
applying
they known
all
otherwise.
sorts of things
So
that are dishonest
the
about
very
people.
fact that you
Just
think that every
always,
single
all the
woman,
time.
the
It's
fact
insane.
that you personally think that every
This is
single woman who
insane.
wears makeup does so to sleep with men who would have refused consent otherwise had they known is very shocking and telling. It shows just how much you care about women, Whick. Not that I'm that surprised. The Democrat Party is the same bunch of bigots that actually denied the
Bro,
Cherokee
you just
freedmen
argued
the right
that
to vote.
women who wear makeup were raping men.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I was very specific in it
women
only being
who do
a
it to deceive
hypothetical
men
in which a
by
woman
looking
did it
prettier
explicitly
than they
on the
are.
grounds that she wanted to sleep with a guy who would refuse consent had he known. In other words, I'm also talking about intent here, something that you're completely ignoring
I'm
in
not
this
ignoring
entire
intent.
conversation, which is really, really showing the fact that you don't actually care about intent either.
Again, you keep saying these things, and I say intent matters. But when we come to the concept of rape,
But you're
once
ignoring
again,
the intent entirely in that hypothetical.
I can say that the way someone like,
But you're not
if someone is
acknowledging even the.
right?
You're not even acknowledging
And
the
they're
intent in
stabbed
that
with
hypothetical.
knives,
You're saying
and I
that
say, well,
every
actually,
single
no, he
woman
wasn't stabbed with
who
knives.
wears
He was
makeup
shot with
in
a
your
gun.
eyes is doing
That's
it to
not me
sleep with men who would
defending
refuse consent had
people
they
being
known
shot with a
otherwise.
gun. That's saying
And that's what you don't really
like
have
a
to
bad
take
thing
a
happened, but
position
it wasn't the bad thing
because
that you're
now
claiming
at
it
the
is.
point where you have to ignore the did it because explicitly because they wanted to sleep with a guy who would refuse consent had they known otherwise. That's the point that's very critical. That's another point that's very critical to my argument, one that you are ignoring, and therefore you have therefore expanded your view of women to somehow be that all women in your eyes actually wear makeup just to sleep with guys who would refuse consent had they known.
Specifically
It's a very
said that that's not true.
toxic way to view women,
I've
say.
specifically said that that's not true, and yet you continually misrepresent me. You continually misrepresent what I say because you have to. Because if you
No, I
took my
don't.
words at face value, you'd find nothing to contend with. You couldn't make the accusations you are making if you
I
actually
can.
honestly engaged. Because
I did
look,
honestly engage.
everyone I talk to, you understand, everyone I talk to, right? On my podcast and in DMs and things like that has had any interactions with you, thinks that you're a fucking liar and a fraud. Like
All right,
every
bandwagon
single person.
appeal fallacy. Just a logical fallacy there.
It doesn't mean it's wrong. You understand that, correct?
But it is a logical fallacy if you're
Doesn't mean
having
it's
to use
wrong.
the bandwagon. And
You
you're also
understand that,
having to
correct?
use a very skewed poll.
You
what
understand
with
that's
having to
wrong. You
rely
understand
upon
that. You understand that
and the
doesn't mean
dry
it's wrong.
bread
Correct?
and people like that.
You understand that just because something is a logical fallacy, quote unquote, doesn't mean it's wrong or incorrect?
Now, that much is true.
Yes,
However,
exactly. I'm saying that regardless of whether it's a logical fallacy or not, it is simply true. It is correct.
It's not.
It is correct.
No, it's not. It's incorrect.
Are you saying that I'm incorrect in my statement that everyone I've talked to in DMs and on my podcast thinks you're a fucking liar and a fraud?
No, I'm saying that you're incorrect in claiming that I'm a liar and a fraud.
Well, no, I'm claiming you're a liar and fraud and providing evidence, such as the way that you've lied about me. Not
A
only
logical
in the tweets,
fallacy.
but right now, that's not a fallacy. I'm giving you evidence. I'm saying, hey,
The evidence
here's
you
where
provided
you've
is a
lied about
bandwagon
me.
of field
You claim that
fallacy.
I mocked to death. I showed how I did not. You
No, you
claim
did
that
mock
I
death.
that I don't that I thought informed consent wasn't important. I've shown that I do think it's important. You've misrepresented my statements multiple times.
Except that you actually
continuously do
claim
this.
that it's
you
not
do this over and
great
over
for-
again. People could just watch this. You know that, right? And people who
Yeah, I
aren't
do.
brain broken, whose brains aren't leaking out of their fucking ears because they've been guzzling so much Trump cum and Republican cum, right? Understand what you're doing is just fucking stupid.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. The only person I think would be an expert on sucking Nick Fuentes' dick would be Destiny, so you should probably ask him. He's the local expert.
$2 from Lost Coyote says go.
Oh
Bills.
yeah, Destiny also. By the way, Nick Fuentes is voting Democrat this year, as are the so-called alt-right. So have fun with that.
Okay, Scampus, what do you want, man?
But I thought you were a free speech advocate.
Do you understand the difference here between freedom of association, that I'm making a decision for myself on who I associate with, versus me saying that, hey, no one should associate with this guy ever again?
But I thought you were against the whole guilt by association thing, and you have people.
Do you know
on
what
that
freedom
hate.
of association is?
Yes,
as a
I do.
concept? Can
But
you
you
explain?
also
Can you explain it?
You also made it that, well, freedom of association is the freedom to pick and choose who you want to be seen with.
Who I want
However-
to interact with, who I want to associate with, yes.
Yes.
Okay, that is a core concept of freedom of speech.
However,
ability
you
to
did
decide
also
for
say that
yourself-
this is a free
for
speech
yourself
platform
who
that
you
everyone
associate
is
with and who
welcome
you do not.
on here for
And
you.
I choose not to associate
did-
with people who do that.
But you did just say that. But you did say earlier in this that you will have anyone that's willing to come on.
Okay.
So
You understand
you
that there
kind
are
of
thresholds
made
to that
yourself
too?
into a hypocrite.
Is that a hypocrite? I will say I will talk to anyone with no matter regardless of their ideas. But if you come on and you show your dick, I'm going to ban you.
How do you know that's his dick?
If you show anyone's dick, I'm going to ban you. Or any kind of nudity.
Oh,
Boobs, pussy, dick, doesn't matter.
I don't know, Wick. I think you're quite the boob.
Oh, maybe.
Anyways.
Okay, is
But
that
yeah,
all you
the
got?
I mean, the fact that you tried to argue that all women in your eyes apparently only put makeup on to seduce men who would
Okay,
refuse
didn't
consent.
argue.
Have
You're
they
just
all?
making that shit up.
Well, you tried. Well,
Yeah,
I
the
pointed
things
out.
that you make up in your mind that you
pointed
think I
out.
argued, you totally
The
got
thing
it on
is,
me, I guess.
right? The
but
thing
in
is,
reality, in the real world,
here's
when I
the
actually
problem.
argued these things, yeah, you got
Here's the
blown out.
problem
got
for
smoked.
you. Since
You got
took up
smoked
the
like a
position
blunt.
that me saying, by the very act of you taking the position that me saying that a woman who
Hold on, I
puts
gotta
on makeup
stop the
explicitly
Twitch stream real quick.
to
Hold on.
seduce a man who would have refused consent had they known otherwise, by you taking that and reframing that as you claiming that somehow I think that all women that put on makeup are rapists, you have taken up the argument yourself by refusing to countenance that nuance or even consider that nuance, that in your mind, every single woman who puts on makeup is doing so in your mind.
That's your argument, to be
seduce
clear.
a man who
That you
refused
say that
consent
anyone
had
who
they known
wears
otherwise.
makeup in
That's
order
the
to
thing
deceive
that
men
you're
to look
not
better than they
getting
are,
here.
right?
You have created
raping them. That's
the
your
argument
argument.
yourself.
That's the
by
argument
trying
that
to
you made on
misrepresent
my
my
show.
argument, and because you have misrepresented
I'm
my
not.
argument in
We can
such
play
a
back the
way,
clip. I asked you directly.
have
Do you think a woman
therefore,
who wears
like I
makeup
said,
in order to
created the
look prettier than
conditions
they are,
in which you
who
have
a man
argued
wouldn't sleep
that,
with
yes,
them
you
unless
think
they did
that
have
every
this
single
makeup
woman
on,
that puts
that you
makeup
think that
on
they
is
raped
doing
them?
so
And you said yes.
to explicitly
Is that true
seduce
or
men
not
who would
true?
refuse consent otherwise had they known.
Is that
Now,
true or not true?
if you had
that you
actually
said in
taken
response to
the
my
time
question
to
that I
consider
asked you
the nuance
directly,
that I have
do you think a
provided
woman
in the past,
who wears
but I was only
makeup
very
to
specifically
look
talking
prettier
about the
than they are,
hypothetical of a woman
suspecting
that
or
would
having
have,
a reasonable degree of
done it
certainty to
explicitly
know
and
that if they did
knowingly
not
to
have that
seduce a
makeup,
guy
they wouldn't
who
look
she
as
knew
good,
would
so the men
refuse
probably
consent
wouldn't
otherwise
sleep with
had
them.
she
Have they
known,
raped that
then
man?
yes, at
And
that
you
point
said
you would have
yes.
actually
You said it
talked yourself
repeatedly. You
out
answered
of
that
making
repeatedly.
that argument
I'm
yourself. But
quoting
since
this
you
to you.
didn't consider
Is that
nuance,
correct or
since you
incorrect, sir?
therefore misrepresented.
Okay,
what
you're
I
just going to keep
said
talking
and
because you're a
claimed that
fucking
instead of
moron
me
and
just
can't answer
being very
questions.
specific
Note
and
for the record that he
hypothetical and
can't and
nuanced
refuses,
of
either
only
can't
talking
or
about a
refuses
woman
to answer the
that
question,
had
to deal with the question at
tried
hand.
put makeup
He
on to
cannot
knowingly seduce a man
accurately
who would
repeat
have
back
refused
what he
consent
said.
otherwise had
He
she
cannot
known. And instead,
accurately
because you had taken that argument
hold their
and
position,
reframed
right,
it
that he did
as
earlier.
claiming
He
that
cannot do
I
that. He
somehow meant
refuses
all
to do
women
that.
put on
He is
makeup.
unable to
You
do that. He is incapable
therefore
of doing
made
that.
the
Let the
argument
record
yourself.
show that
You
he
have
is being
therefore
dishonest
expanded
purposely
it to
at this
you
point.
taking up the
$5 from
argument
Adam
that
Defunded
you
says, Ace,
think
did you have some traumatic
every single
experience
woman
with a
who puts
woman
on
who
makeup
used makeup or
does
something?
so in
Is
order
it why you're
to
stuck on
sleep
this
with a guy
rape
who would
idea?
refuse consent otherwise had she known.
Okay, so just to be clear, you again claim that any woman who wears makeup to look prettier than they are so that they can sleep with men who wouldn't think
No, I didn't, and I already
sleep with them
explained this
without that
multiple
makeup are
times. You
raping
didn't
those men.
listen, and you've misrepresented it multiple times, which
Okay,
is
what
why
is the
you've ended up in this.
misrepresentation in what I just said?
The misrepresentation, very specifically, is that you took what I said originally, the nuance of only talking about women who did it, who put on makeup specifically to seduce men who would refuse consent otherwise had they known. You took
So when I
that,
say the statement that you say that you just said was a misrepresentation, when I say the statement that you claim that any woman who wears makeup in order to look prettier than they are so that men who otherwise wouldn't sleep with them might sleep with them, that you claim that that was rape, where is the misrepresentation in that statement?
Accidentally yourself taking up the argument unintentionally that according to you, oh, did you mute me?
No, you're still going. You're still yapping, but no one pays any attention to you. And I keep asking you questions, you keep refusing to answer them. And I think that
I turned down the volume specifically when you talk.
Yeah, I understand that's what you did because you can't deal with the truth. You have to lower people's volumes because you can't deal with their arguments. You run from them.
So by doing
you run from them because you're a fucking coward. But to be clear, you're less of a coward than some of your followers. I will give you that.
The way I'm doing it, very simply, and it's very easy and effective since your whole strategy is.
If you think you're being effective at anything but making me look great, I think you're a
now
fucking
that
fool.
I've said that, let's get back to the question of how you misrepresented me. And the answer is very simple. Like I said, see, when you
actually, the reason I'm keeping him on is he's making me money.
When I explained my
he's
original position, I was exclusively talking,
and he's making me
about
look
a
good
woman
in comparison.
Who, in this hypothetical, put on makeup because she wanted to sleep with a guy who she
not everyone.
knew
I don't think Doobie is
would
an
refuse
evil
consent
liar.
otherwise had she known. You ignored that little bit of context and then reframed it as me claiming that every woman that puts on makeup is doing so to rape men. See, when you did that, you were being dishonest.
No, I wasn't.
You were, but by doing
because I didn't do that.
Dishonest, you instead reframed it and made the argument yourself by doing so that you think every single woman that puts on makeup does so.
That's not what I said. That's what you said.
With men
to be clear, and I clarified what you said.
They known. Now,
yeah,
like I said
Graham
before,
Fandango, he's the guy who read Grok at
me because I made
this
little distinction. I was very specific in who exactly I was critiquing in that hypothetical.
Yes, and I think that's crazy, the specific people, that any woman who wears makeup in order to look prettier than they are, right? Because men wouldn't sleep with them if they didn't look as pretty as they did with makeup, is raping them. I think that's crazy. That's insane. That's an insane statement to make. And it shows that your definition of rape is so broad to include that. I think that definition is too broad and needs to be narrowed.
My definition of rape is very simple. Having sex with someone without their informed consent.
Okay, when you define informed consent to mean someone who wears makeup, a woman who wears makeup to look prettier than they are because otherwise a man wouldn't sleep with them, and you call that rape under that definition is far too broad and needs narrowed.
If she is doing it specifically to deceive
in order
the
to
person.
deceive. Like, I don't think that this guy will sleep with me because I don't look that pretty, so I'm going to wear makeup to make myself look more pretty and maybe a push-up bra to make my boobs look bigger, so he'll sleep with me.
You do realize
this
that a person needs...
if you accuse them of being a rapist because they wear a push-up bra and some fucking makeup to attract men that otherwise wouldn't be attracted to them, then your definition of rape is far too broad and needs narrowed. Yes. And that's a ice cold fucking take.
All right. So let's see. So here's the problem with that. If you were talking about a hypothetical in that situation where the man is...
I'm not talking hypotheticals. This is what women
do. Yes, we are,
do.
because
and
this
men
was
do
a
too,
hypothetical
by dressing
that started.
pretty. And like a man who wears a toupee. Like, is a man who wear a toupee, right, to cover up his receding hairline so that they can sleep with women who wouldn't maybe otherwise sleep with them if they didn't have a receding hairline? Are they raping that woman?
Wick, you said we weren't talking about a hypothetical. Are you suggesting that that's not a hypothetical? And
I
therefore
know
a real
men
life
who
example?
wear toupees so they can get laid. Yes.
So it's not a hypothetical.
It's not a hypothetical. Are they rapists?
When I said, and let me get back to this, when I said
Can
that
you
this
answer
was
my
a
question? Are they
hypothetical,
rapists? Are these people raping those women?
did they deliberately deceive the women with the full knowledge that the woman would have refused consent had they known otherwise?
They have strong reason to suspect, or they think to themselves, like, hey, I don't think I will get to sleep with this woman if I show that I'm bald, so I wear a wig or I wear a toupee so that I look better, so that they might sleep with me. Are
and
these
they think
men
this is going
raping
to
these
stay
women?
off? Wait, they think this wig is going to stay on them during the act?
It's a good toupee, man.
You're fucking retarded.
Hold on, can you answer the question? Are they
To
raping
answer the
these
question,
women?
if they
are these people, are men who wear toupees, or here's another one, who wears cologne to cover up their odor?
Speaking from personal experience there, Wick?
I'm reading chat.
Wearing cologne, masking my natural masculine pheromones, grape. Okay.
Is that rape?
So,
Is that rape? Is a man who wears cologne in order to get laid raping a woman?
you seem to be still forgetting the very
With
specific
the intent
hypothetical.
to sleep with them. To mask their natural odor to sleep with a woman. I'm not forgetting anything.
No, you
taking
still
all
have
your-
forgotten it.
Again,
No.
I'm taking
Keep
all
going.
your
Keep going. You haven't
things
gotten
that
it
you're
yet.
saying
Keep
about
going.
informed consent,
Nope,
your
keep going.
definition
You haven't
of
gotten
informed
it yet.
consent, and I'm using
You
it.
have not
and
gotten
I'm
it
putting
yet. Keep
together
going.
a position that many men do. Right? Many men wear cologne.
No, keep going.
Many
Rick.
men
Wick,
wear
you
these
haven't gotten it
wigs.
yet. You haven't
Many
gotten
women wear
everything yet.
push-up bras.
Nope.
Many women wear makeup. Are they raping everyone? Are they raping the people they're sleeping with?
All right. So, since you have not actually explained in detail that they
Jesus
have done
Christ,
it
you won't answer a
deliberately-
question.
Well, I'm actually answering it right now, and you interrupted me, so. But since you have not actually provided the full parameters that I outlined, and therefore left out the crucial elements that I explicitly provided,
Which element did I leave out?
I already explained it several times, Wick.
Explain
you should
it
be
again.
smart enough. Why?
Because
You're
you
smart.
haven't. You're lying again, and I'm just demonstrating it. I have included their specific intent to deceive, to cover up
No, you
their
didn't.
odor.
You only
to cover
just
up, I'm
now
doing this right
actually-
now, bitch. To
You
cover up
only
their
just
odor,
now
to cover up their
mentioned that
receding
they did it with
hairline, to cover up their
specific
small
intent to
boobs,
deceive.
to cover up a
Wait.
mole on their face. I don't know, like some fucking
But
scar
yeah,
or
but you
something.
didn't-
And they wear makeup, they wear a toupee, they wear cologne, or they wear a push-up bra. Any of these things with
Deceive
this
to
targeted,
sleep with
specific
someone-
intent to sleep with someone who they think otherwise would not sleep with them if they didn't wear that toupee, if they didn't wear that cologne, if they didn't have that push-up bra, if they didn't have their makeup. I'm again explicitly using every single thing that you are saying, and I am asking you directly: are these people raping the people that they are having sex with?
Now that you have actually provided the specific nuance that I
did it
demanded-
before, bitch.
No, you didn't. You lied.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Jesus
you didn't, you cunt.
Christ, you're such a fucking liar.
Says the guy that deliberately left out the nuance and then tried to.
I didn't
then whines
leave
like
it
a
out.
bitch.
I continually add it over and over again. And again, answer the question directly. Are these people raping the people that they're sleeping with?
All right. And now that you have actually provided the specific nuance that I said it makes what is rape and what isn't not, that being that they did it with the specific intention of deceiving someone who would have refused otherwise had they known. Yes.
Okay, that's insane. That's all I need from you. Thank you. Good night. Crazy shit. Crazy shit, gang. Got what I needed, though. Clip it and ship it, boys. Clip it and ship it. Any woman who wears a push-up bra, any man who wears a toupee, anyone who wears cologne or perfume, any woman who wears makeup or man who wears makeup, who does it for the intent to sleep with people who otherwise would not sleep with them if they had not had these things, right, are rapists, gang. According to Ace, they're rapists. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Jesus Christ. Okay. Thanks, gang. that's what I got for you. I'll see you tomorrow, 7:15 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be debating on international law. It's going to be a different conversation, right? But I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you guys. That's insane. I don't know what to do with that. That's amazing. But yeah, okay. See you guys later. Bye.